Welcome everybody.
What's going on?
I got so mad during the Jodi Arias trial, I broke my light, and now I feel like I'm streaming in darkness.
You look like you're streaming in darkness.
I know, right? Because the light that's supposed to be right there and shining on this beautiful face of mine.
The flat black hoodie, the flat black wall. It's all,
you know what?
It's all dark.
By the way, look at that.
Nice.
Zachariah Anderson. Yeah.
I like it. Valhalla approves.
But welcome everybody. I don't want to keep her in the background too long. Backstage. Sure. We have a special guest today.
We do, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Hello, Hi. McKinley.
Hello.
How you doing?
Welcome.
You don't look like you're in darkness at all to me.
No, I feel like I'm in darkness.
It's just because his face is so pasty white. It offsets.
I moved the camera closer to me too, and it feels really awkward because it was so dark. You know what? But I gotta move it back. I'm just gonna fix the light. I've got a new cable, so we're gonna fix it.
He got mad at Jodi Arias and threw his camera down.
I did something. I don't know what happened.
In the treehouse.
Well, I think it was between. What's that?
I've never seen that trial. I saw you were streaming it earlier, and I was like, I should probably watch that one day.
Oh, we are on a good one.
Day 22, and it is just all kinds of.
It's a long one.
Yeah, it's a long one.
She was on the stand for like 19 days or something insane.
No way.
Oh yeah.
It was wild.
There was 200 some jury questions for her.
Oh, it was one of those where they get to ask questions.
Yeah, like Michigan, a good state.
Nice.
Unlike Texas.
Yeah, there's no questions.
Yeah. I've never seen that
even take notes.
Up until like Michigan or whatever, I've never seen that before.
So, by the way, we should introduce McKinley.
We probably should.
Well, actually, why don't we let her introduce herself so everybody knows?
There you go.
Okay.
You ready for it?
I'm McKinley Malasa. I'm a trial attorney I'm a criminal defense trial attorney in Travis County, Texas, where this trial, the Armstrong trial, is taking place.
She's been in the court almost every day, yes?
Yes.
And she's been sending us some notes and working with Audra, actually. Audra's in the chat. Hey, Audra.
Hi, Audra.
She's saying hi to you.
Hi,
Audra. How'd you hear about us? Was it because of Audra? Say it was Audra.
No, I didn't realize that I knew Audra until I was in your chat and I saw Audra's picture. And I was like, oh, wait. I sat by her one day. No, I knew... I've been like looking on LawTube, since
stay away from that place. They're all jerks. Everyone owns a bunch of jerks.
Right. Well, I've been searching for lawyer shows for a long time. And so you've been on my list. And the other day I noticed that I was looking for Armstrong trial stuff and you were live on it. And you were like the only person that has been live on this case. And I was like, wow, amazing. Awesome. Got to see what he said.
Cool. Good. I'm glad we're getting on somebody's radar, damn it.
Right.
By the way, I'm going to pin a link to Valhalla's stream because we are dual streaming in my chat.
And as always, MLS is already pinned in my chat because I'm a better friend than he is. Apparently.
Well, let me say this. You didn't post it, sir. Gina XO posted it.
Of course she did.
So
she's amazing.
It wasn't you.
I pinned it. I get credit still.
But well, yeah. So okay. So to recap.
Speaking of which, before we get into that, McKinley does have a YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legally Live. So I am gonna get your link and throw it in both of our chats for us.
Yes, and then I subscribe to you. I've watched a few of your videos.
Thank you.
Same.
Are you having fun doing it?
I am, but like I really do wish that I knew how to like record better. So not just on live stream, like actually record on like I don't know. Apparently you can do it on a jump drive, and then like edit. I think that would be super helpful if I wasn't going and searching through my notebook the whole time.
I would recommend not worrying so much about editing that out and just make more videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more
I mean, if you want to do that going forward, you can. But like if you look at our Lego stuff, I'm putting a link, by the way, in the description to your channel. But if you look at, like, I've edited down our Lego streams just because they're 4 hours long and we're building Legos. But I feel like there's some good things that I want to pull out. You can always edit it later.
Okay, so
especially
on
if
those Lego
it's for
streams,
distribution.
you really are building Legos.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
Awesome.
here.
So-
I got my next set. I showed
See
it to my
mine.
members already.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's amazing.
So this time Valhalla and I are going head to head because I have the exact same set.
So this
And
is
so
gonna
we're
be
gonna
a
see
true
who's really
contest.
faster. But here are my sets behind me, a couple of them anyways that I've built.
Oh wow, the pirate ship.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
the
see
pirate
on
ship.
on my shelf back here. Those are all Lego sets.
Oh wow.
So
There's
yeah, so
something
we actually
awesome.
build Legos and interview people. So we interviewed
Oh,
Steph the Alter Nerd, Steve Gosney. We've had the Expert and the Broken Baker on.
We've got a
Our
couple
next
more
one
planned.
is still up in the air.
Who is the expert in the Broken Baker?
They're on YouTube.
They're on
Oh.
YouTube. The Broken Baker is a Danish layman. He so in Denmark they have professional jurors, and he's one of them.
Oh, nice.
But he's also in his former career a baker, and he's broken now. So he doesn't bake anymore, but he streams, and he's also a layman.
Nice.
So,
And then the Expert, he's on YouTube. He lives really close to me, and me and him are actually friends in real life. So
And what does he stream about?
A little bit of everything. He's kind of a variety show.
Who's the expert on everything?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I don't know. We've been courting Nick Ricada. He
I love Nick.
He hasn't
He's
confirmed
coming.
yet for this month. He's coming.
He's coming at some point.
Yeah.
I think I heard you say you were like on his show the other day or something.
I've
Right?
been on a couple of times. Valhalla's been on.
I've been on once or twice. I met him in Nashville a couple weeks ago. We went and we're hanging out in Nashville. So I know him personally too.
I
He's
think
awesome.
that's honestly how I think I actually follow made from my like regular account, not my YouTube account, like my McKinley account.
Sure.
I follow both of y'all's channels. And I think I found them on Nick Ricada's stream like a long time ago.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. But see, when you whittle things down, it all comes back to the Pope.
The law.
But,
Right? He's pretty
but I'm
instrumental.
Lutheran, so maybe it's time for a reformation.
A dethroning, if you will.
Yes. But yeah, so I was just going to recap before we did all that.
Okay.
The Kaitlin Armstrong murder trial. For those who don't know, this is the love triangle involving the cyclist racers with Colin Strickland is the man in the middle. Mo Wilson is the woman who was killed, and Kaitlin Armstrong is being accused of such unaliving. She has, this is day 6. This week, there was only 3 days of trial because there was a holiday and then there was election day, right? And so we're talking about day 6, which was Thursday's trial. And that's what we're going to be going over today. And McKinley, you've been in the courtroom and you had some interesting things to say. I don't know if you want to say them aloud, but in the emails, just in our communications back and forth, do you feel like this is why I like watching trials, because you can get a sense of everyone's mannerisms and whether or not the defense is essentially getting a fair trial? So far, what you've seen, do you believe the defense is getting a fair trial?
No, I don't.
Why not?
No, I just think that she's not really being defended.
Oh, poor defense counsel kind of thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's not poor defense counsel. I mean, I do practice with these people every day, right? But maybe it is that maybe they think that there aren't a lot of defenses, and I can understand that. I mean, the evidence is mounting, so I can understand like the defeatist attitude maybe. But I just think you can't give up, you know? But I think the main problem is that they're all former prosecutors and none of them have really tried cases as defense attorneys and they don't know how to cross-examine.
Well, the one defense attorney was a judge, right?
Right.
Per year,
Yeah.
he was a district judge.
Right. He was appointed as a district judge just to fill the spot like before the elected judge got on the bench. He's a career prosecutor, you know? And I think this is his first, I think it's everyone's first trial as a defense attorney. I think it's the lead attorney's, I said first trial in my video, but apparently there was a trial last month for a Class B misdemeanor that he tried in Travis County and won. But this is a murder trial, so.
Stakes are a little higher.
And they're completely different. It's way
What'd you
different
think-
from a murder case.
What'd you think of the openings?
So, unfortunately, I got the bright idea that I was going to live stream the opening just for, I don't have any followers. So like I was just live streaming it for myself, but I could not hear anything because they refused to use microphones in that courtroom. And I know it's going to be the same thing for closing because I've gone up to the DAs a million times and asked them to turn their mics on during this trial and they do not do it. So they're not going to do it during closing either. It's going to be the same. Did y'all live stream?
We didn't live, but we actually Vealhammer. I was looking for him.
There he is.
Vealhammer. So he edits. He's a miracle worker with audio.
He's a sound guy.
Now, I don't know how much I can divulge. Vealhammer, you and I had been talking about possibly working on something for some live streams. Let's see if we can make it happen. I don't know when closing's happening, but we need to work together to make sure that we can hear this closing. Okay.
For sure.
Because because they don't plan on putting any more microphones in the courtroom that are going to be able to pick them up. And could y'all hear? Did you watch the opening?
It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. We had Sorry, go ahead.
No, it was so bad. I talked to the actual DA, the elected DA, because he was in the courtroom one day, and I've never met him before. And I just walked right up to him and I was like, "Hey, you need to make sure that during closing we can hear them. We couldn't hear them at all during opening. And sitting in the courtroom, I can't hear them at all." And he's like, "It doesn't matter as long as the jury can hear them." But I think it does matter for him because it looks unprofessional.
It really does. And so Valhalla, you live streamed with Ozzy or you were just watching it with Ozzy?
I was watching him.
Okay. And then Vealhammer took the raw video and does this little magic work and boosted it and then also equalized them and stuff like that. So so we could hear it and then it wasn't like super loud and then super quiet. It still was a little bit, but it was way better than it was. So when we streamed it, we had the enhanced audio.
Am I super loud?
No.
Okay.
You fade in and out.
Yes, I have the worst mic ever. I have this stupid blue Yeti.
Oh, that's what I have.
Dude, why can't I make mine work? Mine doesn't have the 2 buttons though. Mine just has the.
Oh.
You are on reduced background noise. Let me see if this works. And you also have echo cancellation on. Oh no! No, don't want that.
What'd you do there?
Okay.
Don't do that.
Mine's always going in and out.
I'm messing with your microphone. Hang on.
There's
All right, keep talking a little bit.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I going in and out? Up and down?
Yeah. It's your mic. It's on your end. I can't do anything. You're screwed.
It might also, I think it's also because of the way that I talk. I've been told that before. And
speaking of criticizing attorneys for not talking into the microphone, and then you lean back and then talk really quiet like this, and then we're expected to hear you.
I've gotten into the habit of doing that because before my microphone was so loud, like it would hurt my ears when I would hear it on playback. I was like, "Oh my God, why did it get so loud?" But now it's just all screwed up. I don't know. So I'll talk into the microphone.
Yeah, you're just talking to the microphone. That's probably the best thing for you.
I think it's pretty.
They're letting me play with buttons.
I think it depends where your voice is coming from.
Yeah, they actually have the microphone turned off at their table in the courtroom, though. So you can't hear anything because it's a packed courtroom with media outside and people coming in and out the whole time. So, you can't hear.
Well, we have your notes.
Yeah. Well, I try to catch what I can.
So these are your notes that you sent us.
Uh-huh.
I increased the font a touch and I changed the font a little bit just because it was maybe a little easier to read. Now, is this all day 6 or is this just the morning?
It's just the morning, but I sent you 2 minutes before I signed into this live. I sent you my updated day 6, which has what I got from Twitter.
Oh, okay. You guys carry on for a second. Hang on.
Okay.
I was curious. You said it was a packed court in there.
Oh yeah.
How many are in support of Kaitlin?
None. No.
None.
There's I have not found, at least nobody like actually voicing it.
But her parents aren't in there.
I don't know how much I can even divulge because, like,
sure. Don't get in trouble. Please don't get in trouble on my behalf.
I mean, her parents are in there, and obviously, like, I heard, and then I think I saw this morning because somebody in court had told me that, like, her dad had done an interview right before the trial started about how, like, he knows she's totally innocent. Her mom and dad are definitely in there every day. And, I would hope that they're supporting and believing in her and her innocence until the end.
Right.
Or, forever, even after the end.
Okay, so I have day 6 edited that you sent to me.
Yes.
Is this is the one that I should pull up?
You should.
Okay. All right. So let me pull this down.
Taking out my like crazy side notes and stuff.
I haven't touched anything. If whatever you sent me is what's going up.
Which is what's scary. That's why I went back and edited more.
Said, hold on a minute.
I saw that the first time and I was like, uh-oh.
That's okay.
Got
Everyone loved your notes, so we're good.
What are you drinking? What's that?
Something I got at the gas station, Texas Blood.
All right.
It's alcohol of some sort.
All right. I like it.
Called Texas Blood.
She fits right in, Dave.
I still get like a little nervous when I'm on a live stream for some reason. So
well, here, I'll make
it's just us talking. It's just the three of us. There's no one else around. So
I've gotten a lot less nervous. I used to get very nervous when it was just me and like literally nobody watching.
I did that. So I started out with the Zachariah Anderson trial, and
such an amazing trial.
Nobody was watching me at all. And then all of a sudden, Jamie, I don't know if you've seen any of my streams with Jamie. She's abandoned me essentially for the Broken Baker now. But
she did too.
Yeah, she did. I jumped in his chat this morning and I said, we're going to need a custody arrangement here. But she was the first one to really in my chat. And I was like, hey, you want to come on panel and just chit chat with me? Because I was tired of talking to myself.
Right.
And so she did that, and she's been streaming on everyone's channel but mine ever since.
Oh, that stinks. Is she an attorney too, or no?
No, she's a drug dealer.
That's exactly what she does. That's what she does. Yeah.
I love that.
She claims to be a pharmacist, but we all know what that's code for.
We know the truth.
So, like a real drug dealer.
Like a real drug
She's
dealer.
Big time. She's big time.
She's not even in much. Oh, there she is.
Hi, Jamie. How you doing, baby?
How are you? Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, no, don't be nervous. We just.
Oh, I've had my drink, so, and I'm probably gonna get another one in a second. So I'm not.
Well, I grabbed a couple. I'll keep you company.
Okay, maybe I should go get one really fast.
I have half a beer. Yeah, go get one.
Go for it. Woo! Gesundheit. She's fun. I like her.
I do too. What do you guys think? Why she's not here? Let's talk about her.
Yeah, careful. Chat might get a little excited.
Just right here.
Don't worry. We'll talk about you in the Discord because you're not a member yet of my channel.
I'm not, because I cannot figure out Discord at all. It's so confusing.
Fun.
It's confusing until it's not. Like, it just all of a sudden will click and make sense.
Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's just all these categories of channels, and you pop in there and say whatever you want.
One day I'll figure that out.
It's like an old school chat room is really what it is.
Like AOL?
Or like, if I remember Yahoo chat rooms.
No, I never did that.
AOL chat, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I only did AOL. I had an AOL account until like college.
You're aging yourself a little bit. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, my mom had an AOL account until like a year ago.
I just signed up a new client. He gave me his email address. It's an AOL account.
Right? That happens. And then I'm like, how do you check your email?
You got to Google AOL email and then go through that link.
Wait, what kind of law do? You do criminal defense?
I do criminal defense, civil litigation, and family law.
Wow. So you do everything.
Well, those three things, you'd be surprised. They go hand in hand quite a bit. I literally have a client right now that was being sued because It's essentially what we have right now is a divorce without a marriage, and then there's also some criminal allegations, and so I've got all three of them in just one client.
Do you do mostly, when you say civil litigation, do you mean you do plaintiffs or both?
I do both. I do a lot of uninsured defense work. So I do a lot of employment stuff, and my background was a contractor, so I do a lot of construction litigation, and contract disputes and things like that. And actually, one of my trials I streamed, not live, but I streamed it with my client's consent. So there's a playlist called MLS Goes to Court. You can see one of my trials. It was just a one-day bench trial. Michigan.
Oh, okay. So you're allowed to get. Wait, what?
Michigan behind me.
Oh, that's really sad that I didn't even. It looks like a flame.
It's Michigan.
Oh, are you talking about the one above that?
Michigan. This is Michigan. This is the Upper Peninsula.
Make yourself big.
There's two peninsulas.
I can make you big. What am I talking
about? I didn't even know that was Michigan. That's really sad.
Yeah. See, there's Michigan, and then there's the Upper Peninsula, and then Lower Peninsula. Have you never been to Michigan?
I have, but I was like 12. I went to Battle Creek in the fall. Creek. It was very pretty.
That's over here on the west side. That's on the other side of the state for me.
Yeah, I only went there once, I think.
Jamie lives in Michigan as well, but I've seen the Swede Nick and the Dane Baker, and I've still never met Jamie. She's only 30 minutes from me.
Wait, you've seen them in real life?
Yeah, we met up. My wife is Swedish, so we were over there.
Oh, really?
In her homeland a couple of months ago now. Yeah, I met up with Nick Staroff, who's Swedish, Trial Watch. He's a union
I've seen him before. He's a what kind of lawyer guy?
Well, he's a union rep.
Really?
So he does all union labor disputes and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. My dad used to do some of that.
I do goat law.
You do goat law.
I hear that's lucrative.
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. Okay. Wendy, hello, babe. Glad you stopped in. Wendy's amazing. She hosts our Lego streams for us.
Yeah, Wendy H is awesome.
Hi, Wendy.
We love her.
Okay. So who wants to read? Because I have a pizza that I want to eat.
All right, I got you.
Good. You're so good at this.
Armstrong, day 6 notes. State recalls Brian Bell. Additional questions. After testifying yesterday, did you reflect on what you said on the witness stand? My bad. Yes. Sorry. Did you say? I was like, it didn't make any sense. What just happened there? Did you say you needed to clarify after speaking with Director of Engineering? Yes. Fair to say you are not an expert in engineering or programming? Yes. Real quick, who's Brian Bell again?
So he is the Strava liaison, data liaison.
That's right. Okay. What do you need to clarify? Objection, hearsay. Not asking what was said, just what needs to be clarified. Judge, be more specific. The Strava data does not tell us the actual device model number, and I am not able to find that information. It's better explained by someone that's an expert. Column H is better explained by someone else. Strickland? No.
No, that's State.
You got a new member.
T3 is a member of the Goat Herders. Yes. Thank you, babe. You're awesome.
I got to edit this. I'm having frustrations here. I hate StreamYard. I can't wait to get the stupid. Why can't I edit it? Oh my god!
What are you trying to edit?
I'm trying to move the. Forget it.
Okay.
Just go changes. We're gonna go back because we were covering up.
Oh, you can put it on the other side.
Covering my face.
We can go like that.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, thank you.
And then T3 gifted 5 memberships. You rock, girl. They went to Ace, Moni G, Spirit Matter, Little Dog Chaz, and Velu87. Welcome to Goat Herders, y'all. Welcome to Goat Herders.
Nice.
Thank you so much, baby. State. So not telling us that it is what is in column H, just saying you're not the best to describe it, correct? Yes. User agent column. Do you know what it says technically when it says iPhone 13.4? I cannot testify as to what that means. CX.
And the reason that they're saying this is because yesterday on cross-examination, the defense was pinning him down to like that so they're using 13.4 in this example, but the day before the defense was saying that it said iPhone 10 comma some other numbers, and they got him to say that it was an iPhone 10. And the reason that they really wanted to pin him down on that is because she had an iPhone 13 at the time of her extraction. So they made it very, very clear, and he agreed with them. But then on redirect with the state, he would kind of change his mind. So they got him to come back in again this morning or that morning.
So is this is direct continuing, right? They haven't done
Correct.
cross on this guy yet.
Yesterday,
Well,
so the day before on day 5 at the end, they had, and they finished, and he was gone, and they called him back in and brought him back to the stand. They recalled him as a witness.
He got
So
a
you're
second
allowed
direct?
to do that in Texas generally, or is
It's
this a
a-
special circumstance?
I think, I should know this, but I don't know this. But I think it's just like if the judge says you can, then you can. And so the reason that it was allowed to happen was because he had gone, when he went home and reflected on his testimony and spoke to the programming engineer, he realized that he had testified to some things that were incorrect.
See, the only time that I've done this is when my witness has been on the stand. We've done cross, I've done redirect, and then we went to a break. I remember this specifically. And then during the break, I was talking with my client, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should have asked this or this. So we walked back in, and I said, Judge, I have 2 more questions for this witness. Can I call her back to the stand? Of course, the state can cross-examine. The judge said, yeah, no problem. But we hadn't had any intervening witnesses. There was no further testimony. It was almost like you wouldn't, if you were a member of the jury, you wouldn't know what was going on because the same witness is still on the stand.
Exactly. Right. And there definitely wasn't there weren't any other witnesses called or anything. This was the last witness of the day. However, to me, I'm sure probably no one else in the courtroom, but to me, it was a little sketch. It was very clear that the state had not appreciated his testimony from the day before. And they wanted to really, make sure that they got it cleared up.
Audra said that he was very weird. I remember her saying that yesterday too.
It was his first time testifying. And so he was very, very nervous. And he's never testified before. He was very thrown off, really did not get that each side was going to try to pin him down. And he would get very wrapped up in what they were saying and kind of just agree with it.
Thank you, Iris, for dropping the chat. Or linked in my chat. I don't know. Hopefully you dropped one in Valhalla's as well. Yes,
I put
go
it in
sign
both our
up.
chats a little while ago.
Okay, cool. Sorry, that was my question. It's going to be a long stream, I feel, because now we have somebody in the courtroom. We can that's on panel. Not Audra is always chatting with us too, but someone that's on panel, we can expand a little bit.
So cross-examination. But there is someone at Strava who can testify to that, right? Yes. And that person would have technical expertise beyond yours, correct? Yes. And that person is known to you and has been given to the state. Yes. And that was something easily identifiable by the state, correct? Yes.
And then they pass it back to the state.
Right. Why don't they bring the guy that had the technical expertise into
That's what the defense was trying to say.
That's a mistake by the state. That shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
State, why yesterday did your testimony differ from your previous communications to us? You said yesterday it was a model number when previously you had not conveyed that to us. When I was on the stand, it appeared that it was very similar to an iPhone model, so I said that when it was not the case. Did you intentionally misrepresent this to us, or was this unintentional? Unintentional. It's a lot being up here. First time to testify? Yes. You have experience with your position communicating to others about the data in Strava, correct? Yes. And other than the user agent, do you have any hesitations about the information communicated to us yesterday? No. Any confusion about what athlete ID means? I do not. And what does it tell you? Request by athlete ID number registered as Armstrong to get info on athlete number registered as Mo. Profile, then specific activity, then mobile map of the route for that specific activity.
Sorry.
Mobile map of the route for that specific. Okay.
So she clicked on Mo's profile. Then she went into Mo's route, her her ride from that day, and then she went into the actual specific map that would let you zoom into where the route started and where it ended. And then you could go plug that into a Google map and find out the actual address.
Okay.
Not good. Not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
I know I was telling people that I was going to like train for a marathon. I never trained, but I was going to track it on Strava, and everyone could follow me. And then Valhalla made the correct point. It was like, I don't know if you want people to follow you because they can easily figure out you might dox yourself.
Exactly, right. And so, and the thing is that she was like pretty well known, and at the time, I don't know if they didn't have like privacy settings set up across the board, and you had to actually click on the privacy settings, and she didn't have them clicked, and so you could like
just open
what it appears to us
anybody.
when they showed us the map, it looked like it started right at Kaitlin Cash's steps to her door.
I believe that's the case. I believe she started her ride or run right from the bottom of those steps.
She doxed herself and got herself killed. It's really what happened.
Did.
I blame Strava. There should be a lawsuit. Her family.
No, there should definitely be a lawsuit. And I can't believe that they let this guy come and testify because
he doesn't appear to know a damn thing.
He doesn't. And I would have sent somebody who knew a lot more if I was trying to prevent a lawsuit from happening. But what do I know? I don't do civil law.
All right. So we got cross state, and then we have another witness. So this is where are we here? Because that's what we just finished up. So this is the same witness, right?
Yeah. And so we're on cross again.
So recross.
Yeah, it's recross.
It seems that the state has a problem with your testimony regarding column H, where you testified that came from an iPhone 14, and you were sure about it because I asked you twice. Yes. So you're saying that is not accurate. Yes. So we can look at this and disregard it, even though it appears to say that. Yes. State on recross. To clarify,
to say iPhone 13, by the way.
Okay. I was wondering about that. Got it. To clarify, when defense asked their question, they said the info is inaccurate. Is that what you are saying? No. So the data is accurate. Yes. That's not clear at all.
Remember, people, the day before we had this whole demonstrative map. Remember the map that was brought up, and the defense challenged the map because the witness there didn't have the foundational information to testify regarding.
That's not even what we're pissed off about today. Today we're pissed off about that he said in column H on the data like spreadsheet, the thing that got admitted without any objection, that there is a certain part of that column that says it's so what it says and what he could testify to is that the device that was being used. So it'll say iPhone. And then after that, it says a number, comma, some other numbers. And what he found out after leaving the stand was that the number, comma, the other numbers did not correspond to a device number. But on the stand the day before, he also said that he did not have an iPhone. So it did seem like to me the day before that he was kind of just like saying, yeah, it does seem like that would correspond to a device number. It didn't seem like he was super sure about it, you know?
Okay, so something completely different. I thought we were talking about here the
map,
the location of the map, or the locations from the map. That was ruled to be admitted as demonstrative, but now even more of the data is screwed up, or at least the data's not screwed up. The testimony is screwed up.
The testimony is screwed up. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. So that turned out to be a whole bag of nothing, except
Strava.
I think the one thing that we can
legal guy.
And the one thing I think we could get from this is that it sure seems like Mo was, or Kaitlin found where Mo was through Strava. I think that's the assumption. Yeah,
no, it definitely seems that way, especially if I don't know if you saw the thing on day 5 recap, but the note of 1704 in the notes app, it was like she had a deleted note in her iPhone notes app that said 1704 Maple Avenue. The only way, and 1704 doesn't actually exist like in Travis County property records. The only way that it exists is if you go into Google Apps and you go
like
to
drop a pin.
Drop a pin at her stairs. It'll tell you it's 1704, but it's not 1704. It's 1708 apartment B. And it would seem
I had
like
the same issue when we were searching for a street map of the house, and then we went down there. I had the same issue with that, but we knew it was the house, and so we just kind of rolled with it. But yeah, okay, so interesting.
Yeah, and so it'll tell you that her apartment is actually 1704, and then she has a deleted note in her phone with 1704. That is so damning.
It's
like
not a good look.
And she didn't permanently delete it. I mean, they would have gotten it in extraction, but probably, but maybe not. They didn't get too much, it looks like.
All right.
Not a good look.
So that's the end of that horrible Strava witness. By the way, I love Strava as an app, but I'm not going to rely on it.
I wouldn't publicly post any of your runs.
Hell no. That's the one thing I want. Also, like, I kind of want to get a car from like the 80s or whenever, like, doesn't have a GPS after, you know, like all these trials, seeing they take way too much information.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I have like 8 ways that I track myself currently right now on 8 different things.
I've got 10 ways I'm tracking you.
If they all line up, I'm good. I don't plan on committing a crime, but I kind of want the information to say, nope, damn it, I was here at this time. You can't pin that crime on me.
Committed a crime.
Well, if your phone was off, you obviously committed a crime. And also, if your phone was on, you were committing a crime.
I mean, your phone is going to fuck you. Oops.
Guaranteed.
Y'all cuss words?
Guaranteed.
Do y'all cuss on this stream or no?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
There's certain words that YouTube doesn't like, so we say, you know, unaliving a lot, or self-unaliving, self-deletion, those sort of things.
And what about SA?
That's the way we say it.
Okay. SA or grape.
Grape, that works too.
Grape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed the one where I said that more, like I looked at the analytics. Also, I privated and unprivated that video like a million times because I was super nervous about it. But but I noticed that the like analytics were way worse for that one than this super boring day 4 part 2 that had nothing. And maybe it's because of the words that I use.
They frown on it.
Yeah, and then it'll also hit you once you get monetized.
Yeah. And don't ever delete a video, just private it, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you delete a video, they can still strike it, and then you have no way to appeal.
But what if it's not about a strike issue? What if it's just like that video was terrible and I don't want it taking up space anymore?
I would just private it.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah. I have a ton that are privated.
I mean, after a long time, I guess you probably could, but it's always just safer to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, if your phone is off, that means you're killing somebody or you're dead. And see, the problem is that if you go completely off grid, if you're like, I'm going to get a brick, one of those candy bar phones, I'm going to get, 1986 Ford F-250 that's white with the red stripe, bench seat, you know, that style, the beautiful
They're so
Ford
pretty
F-150.
though.
If you get one of those and you're going to live like completely off the grid, like I'm going to the library for my internet,
you were a murderer.
You're the weird guy, and whatever they accuse you of doing, you're going to get convicted of.
For sure.
So there's no winning.
I was almost that guy, y'all. I was pretty close.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Were you like accused of something?
No. I just meant the off-grid thing. No.
Oh yeah, no. I always want to do that. Every time I go to Colorado, I'm like, you know what I want to do? I want to live off grid. But then I don't.
If the GI Bill didn't require electricity, it would have been a different story. Katie Connor, Ricky Jones State. Katie Connor.
Oh yeah, Ricky Jones is the prosecutor. He's a former defense attorney. Also, I interviewed with him, and he didn't hire me, and I can't imagine why.
Ricky, you jerk!
You jerk! Not hiring me as a prosecutor.
Should have done it. Austen PD, 13 years, homicide detective, 2.5 years. Prior to homicide, I was in child abuse for about 6 months. Did you get additional training for being a detective? Yes, 3 months on call rotation on homicide. July of 21, assigned to homicide, involved in this May 22 assignment. Weekly Tuesday meetings again. Already heard this through every detective from homicide so far. Background about homicide unit and all the things we have already heard. Connor's, I like it. Connor's role here, not number 1 or number 2, but still involved along with other detectives, not 1 or 2. 4 other detectives besides 1 and 2, at least 6 on this case. They had 6 detectives on this case?
It's crazy, and it was still such a crappy investigation at the beginning.
Yeah, they should have had way more camera footage with 6 detectives. They should have had all of these ring cameras on that street. They should have had so many more videos.
They should have also, extracted Colin's computer.
Well, I don't know why you're saying it's not allowed, AP. You go off the grid.
Wait,
unless you're like AP is saying in Michigan, you could go.
It's not allowed.
I wish you could go, but it's not allowed. Yeah, I don't know why you're saying it's not allowed.
What would they do to you?
He might be talking. I think there is something. If you're already connected to the grid, you can't unconnect from it.
Well, you can disconnect your property. You can terminate your electrical connection
legally,
unless you're living in an HOA or some restricted community, or that has a lot. I think
if you're on Main Street and you put up a solar panel on your roof, I don't think they're going to let you disconnect. I think you're
really
stuck. I don't think so.
That's crazy.
Depends on it's probably a local ordinance sort of thing.
Probably
it's not a state law or anything. I can go buy land and not have power.
Interesting. 512. Connor shows up to work and Spittler and Price still working murder from the day before. Spittler interviewing Colin, and we were watching the interview on TV above the conference room table.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they have, obviously there's a camera inside the interview room. What I didn't realize, though, I should have because I've watched that 48 hours or the first 48 or whatever. But they're actually, the other detectives in homicide have it on in the conference room, blasting out to the entire office actual interview. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, how
they're
are we
watching it?
That?
It's a team.
Watching that. Who did that? That was so smart.
It's a team effort. They're not coming up with all those ideas in the conversation. They're getting. That's why they leave the room so much. They're like, all right, where are we going with it from this point on?
We have that in some of our courts where the court has the security cameras where the court feed and audio and everything going on. Right. And the attorney's lounge, we can see everything that's going on.
You have an attorney's lounge?
Some courts we do, yeah.
Michigan's fancy.
So fancy. I have never had an attorney's lounge.
It actually the prosecutor and the lead detective were caught talking about he was on the stand and or he was just getting ready to testify, and they were having a conversation. He's like, but I don't remember this, and she's like, oh, just say you do or whatever, and things like that. Yeah. And then so other attorneys were sitting in the attorney's lounge watching this, and they took out their iPhones and started recording. Yeah.
Didn't she know that she was being recorded?
She claims, well, I still wasn't instructing him. I was just telling him to answer truthfully or whatever. And it's like, no, nope. it's clear that you were telling him.
Did she not get in trouble for that?
Oh, yeah,
no, of course not. Oh, yeah.
No, she did.
Okay, good.
With multiple did she lose her license? Videotaping it?
I don't know if she lost her license, but I believe she lost her job. But the whole county was going under all kinds of reviews and stuff, and judges were getting kicked off the bench. There was a huge scandal with a bunch of prosecutors. There's a new elected prosecutor there now, and everybody's new. Kind of, we're like, all right, let's just kind of start this over.
That's exactly what's happened in Travis County too, for the most part. Since our new elected DA, a lot of the old DAs left. That's why we've got these people that are trying these cases right now are very senior that are trying the Armstrong case. They're 1 and 2 in the DA's office.
Well, this is a big case. That makes sense.
They don't have other people. But right now, you know what they have? Right now, going on at the same time, they have a police shooting of a civilian, an unarmed civilian case going on in the same courthouse that has a lot less media. And they had to call in one of their ex-prosecutors that ran for DA that's now a private attorney as a special prosecutor to try that case because they have all their head prosecutors down here.
I'm curious.
And that was it set off all our Black Lives Matter protests and everything during 2020, during that time, we had crazy protests, and it was this shooting, this killing that set that off. And it's and
nobody's watching it.
That's weird.
Nobody's watching it. And they didn't even have prosecutors to try it.
McKinley,
That's
can you get
crazy.
some cameras and microphones in the courtroom for that one? We could stream it.
It's there right now on Thursday, because Friday we didn't have court. On Thursday, I saw the special prosecutor, and they were waiting on a verdict. So that could have already come in for all I know.
I will tell you that I was driving in very rural Michigan, and we had no signal for about an hour and a half. And between my wife and I were driving, between my kids and my mom, we were dead. We were lost forever. And they were sending out police and everything looking for us because we were not in contact for like an hour and a half. But yeah, 3 hours off the grid without a phone, it's almost impossible to do.
Wait, who knew that you were off the grid?
Well, it was like, I think my son wanted something.
Oh.
And then he tried calling, and it went straight to voicemail, and then it went straight to voicemail for my wife as well. So then he called my mom about trying to get something, and she's like, well, that's strange that it goes straight to voicemail, and then all of a sudden I was dead, in her mind.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, same thing happens with me. Like before I was even a mom, I was the same way, but because my mom's crazy. So, if anybody didn't answer their phone, then I'm like, oh my God, send out a search party.
Laying in a ditch somewhere.
$10 super stickers, sassy pants. Thank you very much.
When really people are just trying to be shady. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
I dated way too many Collins in my life.
We have a thing about Andrews. All
Andrews.
right.
We do?
No, I don't.
No,
it's just
we?
The royal
Andrews are
we.
like
I'm
Collins?
talking about myself.
They're like Collins.
All right, where were we?
I'm telling Bronco. Spittler interviewed Colin.
Bronco is the defense guy. What is his name?
Andrew Bronco.
Andrew Bronco, the law of self-defense principles.
There you go.
This guy, Get Hard.
I watch that guy sometimes. So what is that? I didn't know about this.
It's his book. He's got a book.
I didn't know he had a book.
He's got a book. He's got classes.
And apparently he's like, doesn't even practice law anymore. He like goes around being an expert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's done that for like the last 15, 20 years or so.
Yeah, he's literally like the country's leading expert in self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's Andrew Bronco's somebody, y'all. He's good.
He is somebody.
I started helping with video canvassing in the area, reaching out to other units for help with video canvassing. We started to get info developing that indicated we needed to have a convo with Armstrong. Had seen a video that was very similar to one identified as her vehicle, but how did you know it was hers? Valid question. Valid question. So we had TAC. That's the image that they have from That's the image from the.
I have not seen that. Where did you get that?
Oh, Audra sent this to me. This is so Fox 7 did a news broadcast. This is 34 seconds into this news broadcast. They're standing out front, and they're just filming like a reporter's there, or this like B-roll footage. And there's a black SUV with a bike rack parked in the garage underneath the apartment.
Oh yes, no. So this is the thing. I said this in one of my recaps. I'm like, and defense actually brought this up. There is a black SUV parked underneath the apartment. It's Kaitlin Cash's SUV with a bike rack on it that looks like almost identical to the one that was passing by the whole time.
That's Caitlin's car?
Yes.
I always suspected Cash did it.
She might have.
No, I definitely don't think that she did. I mean, I should be saying that as a defense attorney, but like, I for sure don't think she did it.
Caitlin Cash, I was joking. Don't sue me.
But she's super sad, and she's in the court like every single day, and I feel for her.
I'm sure that would be rough.
Yeah, and she like was doing the chest compressions, and then we saw like the video with the officer doing the chest compressions, and that was traumatic. I cannot imagine what she, witnessed as a friend.
Yeah, Audra said that was really hard to take.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. So we had TAC and Tell go and pick her up. So you saw the video, and you also knew there was a vehicle spotted outside the house of Armstrong and Strickland that matched. Yes. Did you interview her? Yes. Did she have body language you also found to be important? Yes. States 261, interrogation of Kaitlin Armstrong video. Prior objects, maybe hearsay. State, judge, this has previously been ruled on. Judge, objection overruled.
Yeah, I can't always hear what the state is objecting to because, like I said, they won't turn on the microphone. And then also the judge doesn't ever turn on her microphone. So I can't hear her either.
Okay. So how is the judge doing this trial? How is she handling it?
So this judge, OMG. I'm so excited to talk about this. So this judge is the scariest judge that I've ever been in front of in Travis County, right?
Is that what she looks like during the whole trial?
No. But this is Judge Kennedy. And like anybody from Travis County that practiced before this year will tell you, like, Kennedy is the scariest. She was like the head honcho judge, and you just knew you did not F with Judge Kennedy. But now retired Judge Kennedy, because she's a retired judge. And she just came back for this trial. It was supposed to be in Judge Mueller's court. I thought it was going to be a Judge Mueller thing, and I was so excited about it being in Judge Mueller's court because it's a 403rd.
That's the judge that I thought it was.
Right. And Judge Mueller is the one that's on the bench in the 403rd. But I went in a few weeks ago and I was like, so Judge, what's going on? And she said she had other trials in the 403rd. I have not seen those trials happening, I will say. But so she passed on this trial and left it to Kennedy, who, you know, Kennedy is the one that started off this case. Like when this case came about, Kennedy was on the bench and Kennedy came back to sit for the trial. She's way cooler as a retired judge than she was as a everyday judge. Way cooler, way more lenient. Like Colin cussed on the bench in open court and she said nothing. She would have. I was so scared for him when he said that. I thought she was going to like I thought he was going to be handcuffed and held in contempt at that moment. And nothing happened. And yeah, no, she's super cool, super chill. Everything's fine. But she is yes, for one F-bomb.
Wow.
There is in Travis County. So one time I ran for judge in Travis County and like I wasn't trying to win. I ran for judge because a friend at the time had been held in contempt and thrown in jail for 90 days.
Damn. Because
he said at the bench during voir dire to a judge, a little too loudly, I don't even know how loud it was, that I'm trying to show the people of Travis County how hard it is to get a fair trial in this court. He was held in contempt, thrown in jail for 90 days. He got out after like 2 months or something, but like day for day, 2 months in isolation.
Oh, I'd be mad.
Isolation, like it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. It like caused so much PTSD. So yes, definitely you should get held in contempt for one F word.
That seems crazy to me.
I love Texas.
Yeah, no, it's some bullshit. That
is some bullshit.
It was some crazy stuff, but it's like it's this attorney who's like he's definitely very confrontational and you know a little crazy or whatever. But yeah, I still don't think that could ever happen. I mean, he was just representing his client is all he was doing, and he was thrown in jail for it. So I had a problem with that.
That is problematic.
A little.
I don't like it.
But yeah, she's cool for this trial. But I say she's cool as in she's not throwing anybody in jail. However, she's not going to roll with the defense ever. I mean, that's a given.
Okay. It doesn't seem like anybody's really ruling with the defense.
No, not so much.
Not even the lawyer. Dead spot where she is just sitting in the room, correct? Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can't see the screen.
Nope, sure can't. Sure can't see anything.
Wait, what? No. What were you talking about?
No, he's just he's reading through, and I pulled up the image, but he couldn't see the screen.
What they meant by the dead spot while she was sitting in there is they just meant that like they left her in there for a long ass time. And okay, so I didn't understand that at first. I had to think about it for a minute. I'm kind of ditzy.
Leggings, flip flops, green top, braid. Looking at her hands, inspecting them. Legs crossed, hands placed on top of each other. Yeah, that's essentially what we're looking at here, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Well, and the part that I was talking about specifically, she was like looking, but I thought I was like, is she inspecting for like blood on there or something? But no, she was looking because you know her hands had been cuffed behind her back, and she was looking at the marks.
I see. She sat there for a long time while nothing happened. And
how can you see anything?
Because I have the screen in front of my room.
Oh, yeah.
Here, you can read.
No, not me.
Who?
I don't know. She
Okay.
didn't touch her water and looked at her hands where they're in the cuffs, where the cuffs had been. My partner is actually talking to Colin right now. So I wanted to come in here and chat. So who's the woman that
Katie
that-
Connor.
Katie Connor. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. You're here on a
And she has
warrant.
this
You are
squeakiest
familiar.
voice, like squeakier than mine, if you can believe it.
She's got a squeaky voice.
Your voice
Super
is
squeaky.
squeaky.
And I was like, well, I heard hers and I was like, oh my God, that might be like the squeakiest voice I've heard besides mine.
So she had a warrant for theft of services charges
From 2018 for Botox.
Oh yeah,
She just didn't pay for it, basically.
Correct. She like gave him a card and walked out, and the card didn't work.
Can you give me any more information? I don't know much. It's a class B. I don't know how the detail. I don't know the details. But that's, I guess, why you get arrested and the warrant portion of it. I guess.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it was? The theft of service. I don't know, but I can look a bit later and get that. Yeah, okay, so anyone who's experienced knows that if they're picking you up on a warrant for something that old, they're just going to throw you in this tank, and then they're going to pull you in for an arraignment. If they're bringing you to an interview room on a warrant that is 10 years old or whatever it is, it wasn't 10 years at the time, it was 3 years, right? They're holding you there on the warrant, but they were really interested in something else.
Yeah, and she already knew that like their friend had been killed, so
yeah.
I had a buddy one time. We were riding motorcycles and we were in traffic and he bumped into the car in front of him, right? And laid his bike down and the lady got out and there was a dent on her bumper. So the cops got called. Long story short. Turns out he had a warrant from Florida that was something real petty. We're in Illinois. He had a warrant for Florida. So the cop put him in the back of the cop car, handcuffed, waited on the side of the road basically to find out if the warrant was extraditable. Once they found out that it wasn't, he just let him go right there.
Yeah.
He didn't have to go to the station. He didn't. So if they're bringing you into an interview room, something else is going on.
Oh yeah, if they went to your house and arrested you, put you in cuffs at your house for this 2018 warrant that they've never come and done anything about, you're there for something different.
Did I tell that story before?
No, well, not that I've heard.
Like you would know, McKinley.
No, I don't.
I had the TAC team show up at my house one time because I had missed a court on a traffic ticket.
No way.
So they sent the tactical apprehension team to my house at like 7:00 in the morning or something. They're pointing shotguns at my window. Open the door. I was like, what the hell?
In Michigan, we get a little postcard in the mail.
It's really called Tack and Tell, but it's probably, now that you said tactical team, I'm thinking it's tactical. TAC and not TACK. Because I looked this up on Google. I'm like, Tack and Tell? I've never heard of this. And I can't find it anywhere as TACK, so it must be TAC.
That was the tactical team. Yeah, the TAC team. They were looking for a buddy of mine who was at my house the night prior, and they were watching him. So they showed up in force to serve.
For you.
Yeah, because they could get in that way, right?
Right.
They're like, oh, he's got a warrant. We'll go try to scoop him. It was wild.
So the officer informs her that she's here on a warrant. So that's not why I'm here. I think your name came up, and I would like to talk to you, but I have to read your rights. Okay, if you have to read me my rights, then I should have an attorney. It sounds like Caitlin's asking that.
Yes.
That's what she should have said.
They are two separate things. Does that make sense? Then there's a knocking. Distracted. Yes. But you can't give me any information about the warrant.
And then she says, are you knocking here? Or are they knocking here? And then Katie says, I think it's for something else.
Yeah. Knocking louder again. She's leaving. So somebody's knocking somewhere. That's weird.
At the door. At their door.
Oh, okay.
And then the detective leaves, and then she comes back in.
Oh, okay.
Comes back in and says the date of birth was off and it wasn't really for her and she isn't under arrest. Okay, so they came to my house and put me in handcuffs for no reason. Explains again. Says, but I would says, but I would really like to talk to you because Colin has brought you up to us, and I believe that you might have a lot of additional info, and I would like to get your side of it. Isn't just Colin's side. So it isn't just Colin's side being told. I got to make this bigger. I'm sorry, y'all. Does that make sense? It does, but I feel like I should have an attorney.
I have a theory. This is sneaky. She's under arrest for a warrant.
But not anymore.
But she has to be advised of her rights. As soon as she brings up, well, if I'm being advised of my rights, doesn't that mean I need an attorney? Oh, wait, hang on a second. Oh, wait, no, there is no warrant. There is no warrant. You're not under arrest. Now that you're here voluntarily, I'd like to talk to you about Colin or about Kaitlin. That's some shady shit.
No,
it's some
totally
shady.
It's total. This whole entire interview is complete shady shit. And then the way that they use it in this direct is it's total bullshit. But yes,
get what they did. They arrested her. And then as soon as she said, oh, I need a lawyer. Oh, no, you're no longer arrested. You're free to go. But since we have you here.
And we're not going to read you your rights.
And we're not going to read you your rights. We're not going to inform you that you still need, it's still a good idea to have an attorney. You do have the right to an attorney. But we're going to keep you here in this little room, sitting like this, and just ask you a few questions.
Right.
Those rooms are designed the way they are intentionally. They're designed to inflict stress and pressure on people.
Yeah. And the thing is on Twitter, you see these like everybody's tweeting about this interaction here, and they're just like, but she never got up and left. But yeah, she never got up and left. But there's a person sitting between her and the door who has a fucking gun on their hip. Like,
yeah,
they're still clearly trying to get her to talk.
Yes.
There's like, as soon as she'll ask for an attorney, the detective immediately starts in on questioning again, you know?
Well, she says, okay, this is all consensual at this point. You are free to leave. I would love to leave. You would? Yes. You just arrested me in front of my home, in front of all of my neighbors, and it was embarrassing. I'm sorry. I can't imagine. Fucking liar. Let me just tell you this. Do you know what's going on? Colin came in the house and said a woman from the community passed away. Yes, and Colin is in there talking, and he kind of threw your name into it, and I want to kind of get your side of it. Well, so it sounds like, it sounds like maybe he went out with this girl the other day, and maybe it sounds like from what he's saying that you were a little upset about it. And that's what I wanted to get your side of it, because that's not fair if he's just saying, scroll. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I was sorry. I was trying to send you the notes so you can pull them up yourself.
I think I've got them on my phone. Oh, no, I don't have.
I just emailed them to you.
No.
Okay.
Because I added all this from the.
Yeah, this is the last minute stuff we got here.
Yeah.
I can do that. Give me 2 seconds.
I couldn't get all this from like watching it in court. I had to go back to the Frank's motion and add it in.
Oh, okay.
Because it's good stuff.
Yeah, no, it's very good stuff. It's very shady stuff. Well, so it sounds like, maybe he went to wait. Did we read that already? He went out with this girl.
It's and that's why I wanted to get your side of it, because that's not fair if he's just saying one thing and trying to go down a route, and I want to make sure that's not the case. And she says, that is not accurate. Continue.
That is not.
Continue.
Give me 1 second. I'm almost there.
And from what we're hearing from Colin, size, it's one side of it. I mean, I think it would be very beneficial to get the other side of it.
And kind of explain a little bit more of what's going on, actually. Well, I just am uncertain as to even what you mean or what he could have said, because I didn't have any idea that he saw or went out with this girl at presently. Awkward.
Right. But she said at presently, meaning she didn't know he went out with her today.
Right. But that's a lie, right?
No, I mean, well, if you believe that she went and murdered Mo, then yes, that's a lie. But if you believe that she's innocent, then no, it's not a lie. Because he didn't tell her.
When did the phone call take place about the helmet?
Okay, and that's the BS thing about it, is it was never about a helmet, though. It was never about a helmet. And no, that was in October. That conversation took place in October. when they were
When
like,
she called Mo.
yeah,
Yeah.
whenever they were like hanging out together, and the state says it was the state says it was about a helmet, but I don't think it was about a helmet.
That's interesting.
Defense says it was about a helmet. Defense says it was about a helmet. That's
Yeah,
what
it wasn't
it is.
about a helmet.
It wasn't
That's
about a helmet. It
interesting.
was about like, stay away from my man.
Well,
And Colin doesn't have a drug business that he's using.
I do not. I honestly, like, I thought, like, in the moment, I was like, oh my God, how am I so stupid? And I haven't seen this. And then I like really started looking over that later, and I was like, no, that's not what is happening here. He legit, he's selling bike parts.
The cassette apparently is a term for bike parts. And
he was really selling bike parts.
Not that. We're thinking his business of the vehicles or whatever he does, or trailers or trucks or whatever it is.
Oh no, it's a legit business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He refurbishes them.
So he's just a pothead.
Yes, he is definitely a pothead, and he might share his pot.
Okay.
Most potheads do.
Right. I mean, who wouldn't? That's rude to not.
Is it legal in Texas?
No.
In Austen.
In Travis County, it's basically legal.
Yeah. It's Austen. Nobody cares.
Right.
Never been to Austin. I've been to Dallas and
You
Houston and Galveston.
Oh, I was originally from Galveston and then Houston.
I wanted to see Galveston because I read Isaac Storm and I was extremely disappointed.
Were you? I love Galveston. Everybody hates on it so much, but like, I have a soft spot. I love it.
We'll have to talk about Galveston.
Yeah.
Maybe you were upset and you were just in the area or something. I don't know because I don't have your story. Armstrong nods ahead. When we only have one side, does that make sense? I suppose. It sounds like there were some issues between the two of you. What were you doing yesterday? I would like to leave if I am free to leave. She has asked to leave 3 times. When they finally say she can leave, they say, well, you can't leave on your own. I have to go see because we can't just have people walking around here. Armstrong asked about a ride home since she rode here in the squad car. Connor says she will look into that. What do you mean you can't have people walking around here?
That's exactly what she said. She said, well, you can't just walk out the door because we can't just have people walking around here, like walking around Homicide on their own, right? But every time before she said, like, the door is unlocked, you're free to leave. Mind you, she's sitting in between Kaitlin and the door.
The second,
and she's got a gun on her hip, and she continues to question her. Like, she wasn't free to leave.
Clearly.
What page do you want?
You just had it on the screen a second ago. The second pink highlight. It's on page 6.
All right.
That's
there
where
we
we're
go.
at right now.
All right.
She has asked for an attorney like 5 times. Goes back to a small clip. She says she would love to leave and nods her head. Did she move? Hey, traveling fools. How you doing, buddy? I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get to meet up the other day. That would have been a really cool experience. Sorry it didn't happen, bud. But next time you're in the area, we'll try to do something.
So this is the state they're going back in the video, and they're playing small portions of clips and then questioning her on them.
Okay.
She says she would love to leave and nods her head. Did she move? Did she head to the door? No, she was completely free to move and leave, and she didn't even make a move to the door or shift or anything. The door was unlocked.
I heard about this. So stupid.
That
so
is dumb.
I was jumping up and down, like I kept going like this, and I was like, "Oh wait, they're not. Nope.
It's not my case. It's not my case."
Talk to me.
Did she get up to walk to the door? No. Another clip. What did she say? Colin walked in and said another woman passed away. Do you think she knew her name? Yes. She agrees with you that I suppose it makes sense to her to hear her side of the story, but does she tell you her side? No, she didn't. When I said that Colin told us she had a problem with Mo or jealousy, she rolled her eyes. Only I could see you can't see it on the camera. And it stood out to me because up to this point, she had expressed no emotion. That's
such bullshit right there. Like, only I can see. You can't. Only I can see it.
I saw this thing
didn't look like that at all.
During this video footage that you can't see, but I was there and I saw. So that clearly means it happened.
Right.
State keeps pointing out that she is expressing a desire to leave, but isn't leaving. Now the state is asking why this happens, and she's saying it's because Kaitlin was trying to gain additional information from me.
Calls for speculation.
Connor. Sure does.
And nobody objects. Nobody objects.
I would have called an objection there. I'm uncertain as to what you mean or what he said because I was uncertain that he had seen or been with this girl as of recently. State trying to say that she is saying she never knew he had ever been with him. Not what she said at all. State asking why is she still sitting there if she is asking to leave but not getting up and moving? Because she didn't feel that that was an option. I know I call on me. I
That was
know.
me. I know. Call
I
on
love
me.
the pink. I
She
love
had
the
a
pink. That's
fucking
great.
gun. And the
That's
person
good.
next to me was like, poor thing. She was so but she was sitting next to me. She's like, that makes sense when the detective was like, I think she was trying to get more information out of me. And I was like, no, it's because she has a gun.
I like you. I like you a lot. This is fun. This is the problem that this is why you don't talk to cops, people, because no matter what you do, it's gonna be interpreted against you. No matter what it is, there's no right answer.
Yeah, and the problem that she had here specifically is that she continued to engage with this officer. Like, had she just sat there and
dead
not
silence.
done anything, they would have still probably tried to use her body language. Because I mean, there was like very little body language, and they still used it as like an implication of guilt. But the fact that she continued to respond, I think, is what made it so that her asking for an attorney was like,
Allie.
then it would like get nixed every time because then she would like engage again and she would need to ask for an attorney again, I think.
Yeah, so there's an interesting Supreme Court case where
I'll be right back. You good for a minute?
Yeah. There's an interesting Supreme Court case where there were two officers that were interrogating a suspect, and then he said he wanted his attorney and that he wasn't going to answer any further questions. And they said, okay, no problem. So then they put him in the back of the squad car and they were driving him. I can't remember where exactly. And they started talking about the two officers are in the front seat talking to each other, not to the defendant, but talking about the case and talking about this and that. And then the defendant pipes up in the background saying, essentially, well, that ain't the way it went down kind of stuff.
Right.
Re-engaged the officers. And the Supreme Court said, well, he voluntarily re-engaged. They didn't ask him any questions. So he waived his right to make statements without an attorney present.
Right. And so the reason that I said that previously is because there was a Franks hearing on this whole entire situation, and like reading through the transcript or the documents that were available from the Franks hearing, it's like, I mean, they had very valid arguments at that time, I thought. And I don't get to see why the judge ruled the way that she ruled, but I'm assuming it was because of that case. That's the only thing that I can figure is because this woman clearly asks for an attorney either 5 times or 3 times. I think she asked to leave 3 times. She asked for an attorney 5 times, or maybe it was the other way around. But regardless, she clearly asked for an attorney. And
yes. So are you allowed to invoke the Fifth, demand a lawyer, and record the police until the lawyer shows up? Now, I don't know in Texas, but in Michigan, you can.
I mean, so in this case, probably not, because I believe when I know when Colin went to the police station, at that point, his phone was taken from him. And so I'm assuming that at that point, Caitlin's phone was taken from her.
So physically, she wouldn't be able to, but legally, she could have.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from recording them, but they have a gun on their hip and you're in between them and the door, and they can shoot you, and they will.
And that's why we need to educate more people, because unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people are sheep and they just sort of go with the flow and they don't really understand the right, or they don't want to be confrontational. Be confrontational, people.
Yeah, you might have the right, but do it anyway.
No, not that kind of confrontational. Just shut up and refuse to answer any questions. Now,
that's the main thing, is stop talking. Do not say another word.
I would like to have my attorney. I have people that represent, or I have, parents of kids, and the kids are, well, the police wants me to bring my son down to the station. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to step in here on behalf of your son and say, he doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't say anything to anyone ever. And that's the way it is. The only thing that you should say to the extent you say anything at all, and because every state is different, is effectively on the advice of my counsel, I'm not going to make any statements. Essentially, you're invoking your right, because if you say literally nothing at all, sometimes that can be used against you.
Yeah, no, it totally is.
So every situation is different. Sometimes we get calls from the police that want to interview my client, and we do it, but we constructively do it as a reverse interrogation. We're not going to be offering any statements. My client and I show up, I do all the talking.
Right.
And I want to know, okay, so what exactly is the issue here, and who said this, and when did this supposedly happen, and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Did you watch the Murdoch case?
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever they made the phone call.
Yes,
after
but they continued to offer information.
They shouldn't have done that. But how I feel like what their plan was
a reverse interrogation.
Yeah, I feel like
it didn't go well for them because they kept offering more information rather than getting the information. Yeah. So don't talk to cops.
No, you shouldn't talk to cops ever. Don't even nod your head or make any movement whatsoever. But then apparently if you don't make any movement, then that's still going to be used against you. I mean, they're going to use whatever
they
can.
Don't go to the station.
Well, she had to because she was under arrest. She didn't have a choice.
That's fine. And yeah, you just sit there.
And that's when they were super sketchy and then decided, oh, we're not actually having you under arrest and we don't actually have to read you Miranda. And then that it turned out that warrant was actually legit. The date of birth wasn't incorrect. It was correct. And it was her warrant.
I mean, saying I'm calling my lawyer right now is not going to, I don't know.
No, people do that all the time to me right now. And not right now. They're not doing it right now, but they do that to me all the time. And it's not helpful because first off, I have a child. And so I don't usually, these days, I don't answer my phone all the time in the middle of the night.
I've had clients call me strapped to handcuffed to the hospital bed.
Right.
They want to draw my blood. I'm like, will they have a warrant? Yeah.
Well,
they're going to draw your blood. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know why you're calling me.
Stop them.
Yeah.
So
people always call me when they're being pulled over, and I'm like, well, now's not a great time. I can't really ask you what's in the car because I'm on speakerphone and the cop's standing right there. So.
Yes, it was supposed to be time for Sal's live stream, but he's going after this. So we need to actually get through this so we can get Salvador going. And I do have another stream I'm going to be putting together after this. Well, I don't remember where we left off. Huh?
You stream all day on Saturday?
Dave streams all day, every fucking day. It's amazing what this man accomplishes.
You have a lot of content.
You should see his personal life. This man accomplishes more in a 24-hour period than I do in a week, and I'm a goat farmer.
Crazy.
It's
I don't think I have that much content, but you all say I do.
You're everywhere.
Do I have a lot of content?
You're everywhere.
Because I feel like I don't have enough.
Well, you don't have enough, but you're still everywhere.
All right.
Okay, let's get back to our
notes.
Side note, can you set up redirect for both of our channels for Sal while I'm reading?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, who is Sal? I don't know who Sal is.
Salvador Dali Talks. He is another YouTuber that we stream with.
What is he talking
We're
about?
Nurturing and cradling. No,
yes, we suckling at the teat, if you will.
You're gonna get redirected there.
He does a lot of trial watch, and
nice.
He teams up with Excited Utterance, and they do quite a bit of
I'm probably subscribed to this person.
Well, right now he's going through the Mark Jensen case. That's the stream today, anyways. That's a case out of Wisconsin.
It's a weird one.
Unaliving his wife. He's a weird dude, but it's a
weird one.
Fun.
From how long ago?
A couple years. Year ago, maybe
2004.
But no. It is. It is that long.
Yeah, or longer.
Because that was before Gravely was there.
It was a double trial. This was the second trial. I think the first one was in the 90s. Sal knows way more than I do, obviously.
Sal knows way too much about it. It's disturbing.
Yeah. I might be way off on my dates, but yeah. Anyways.
Sal doesn't like women.
Okay. Wisconsin's crazy.
Yeah, don't go to Wisconsin.
No, don't.
Yep, I'm a weirdo that covers trials.
I said Jensen was weird. I didn't say you were weird.
I was going to pull this one up. Yeah, he needed to get his nap in, so he was happy that I took the 2:00 spot from him after Jody.
Nice.
He could get his nap.
I don't know about this. I would like to leave. Does it appear she is trying to leave? No, her legs are still crossed. She is still sitting down. I told her the door is unlocked. When you're confronting her about her, but she just also said that you can't have her walking around out there.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're confronting her about her vehicle, does she make any movements? She sits very still, doesn't make any movements, and doesn't deny it. State. And doesn't she shake her head? Yeah. When I say I don't have your story, she shakes her head and agrees. It makes it look not too good that your vehicle is there. Okay, I agree on this one.
That's me.
She did nod her head.
She did.
Was that the totality of the interview with her? Yes. Did y'all make arrangements to get her home? Yes. Did it raise your suspicion? Yes. Why?
You know what you do, by the way, people? If someone asks you questions, you do the Indian head bob.
Yeah, the Indian
I have
head
a lot of clients, and it's funny. I'm talking to them, and they do this, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if you agree or not. Just do that. You're fine.
She is very still and very guarded. When I confronted her about her vehicle in the area, I didn't know it was hers, and she made no denials. She acknowledged it did not look good, and she didn't say why she was over there. So all of it together raised my suspicion. So she didn't actually deny that that was her car.
Yeah, but she wasn't trying to talk to him either. So
she didn't exactly acknowledge that it was her car.
She didn't. They try to say she did.
It's
I don't think
detective kind of insinuating that.
I want my attorney, before I answer any questions, should be the response to all of this.
All of it. Every single answer.
And then no more talking.
Subsequent to the interview, you get evidence that stuff she said is incorrect, right? Yes. Later, we got information from the vehicle. Prior, object. This is irrelevant to the interview. At the time of the interview, she did not have any of this information overruled.
And that she didn't have any of the information at the time of the interview. So I'm not sure why this was able to come in during this witness, but whatever.
Wait, they didn't even know that her car was there at this time?
They didn't know for sure that it was her car. They didn't have the GPS data back yet. You know, they just had the video of a car that looked like hers.
Got it. Object again, and she says she isn't an expert and this evidence hasn't been entered yet, and she doesn't have personal knowledge. It's not for the truth of the matter. Then relevance. The next
objection is relevant.
Can't hear judge's ruling because she won't use mic. Objection to that question is overruled. She's not okay. Starts talking about how GPS from vehicle shows she was in the area and it was her on the ring, but it was subsequent to this interview that they became aware of the GPS data. Also evidence through her phone and social media that she was viewing things and was aware of the fact that they had been hanging out. Again, subsequent to this interview, that law enforcement became aware of what was on her phone and what was on social media. Got DNA search warrants. I think she just said Armstrong's DNA search warrant remains unexecuted because she went missing, but they have her DNA and compared it, and it's been entered into evidence. Where'd they get her DNA from?
Probably when they arrested her.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But I think they got it when they arrested her.
In Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, probably when they got her back, but
right.
Yeah.
When she was brought back to the Houston area, we drove down and tried to talk to her. Pretty sure she refused to talk to them. Don't remember how they explained this on the stand.
Okay.
264 to 286, photos admitted. 264, suitcase and bag, property she had when transported back to the U.S. 265, inside the bag on top, miscellaneous items. 266, AVA Surgical Center.
Yeah, where she got her surgical, her
the rhinoplasty,
nose job and brow lift.
6350, 623, 2022, Allison Page, patient name. That was the name she used?
Yes. When she got her plastic surgery, she used Allison Page. Sometimes spelled Page or Paige.
267, medications for Allison Page. Jorge Badia is the doctor. 268, boarding pass from New Jersey to San Juan, I think. Under Christy. There you go. I knew I was close. Under Christy Armstrong.
That's
518. Sister. That's the sister. Yep. 269, wallet type item with multiple cards. 270, health cards under her name. 271, lots more cards, license, passport card, and social security and credit card with her name on them. 272, more debit cards and credit cards. Some show to be Kaitlin, and one is Christie's.
No, one is
Collins.
Collins.
Colin, my bad. Also, net spend card ending in 3662. That's the prepaid card so that it can't get tracked. Yeah. 273 looks like debit card numbers. 274, a piece of paper with Brian Rourke and a phone number.
Which is hilarious because that's a defense attorney in Travis County who is like a very, very good
that's funny.
defense attorney, right? And so, well, I won't even say what my belief is on that, but yeah, she had a number to a very good defense attorney. His number, she probably called him and found out what his rate was. And well, here we are.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Jason Snall also written on it.
I haven't looked
Half
at that.
Irish. We are way better than Dateline.
Just an overview of the case and keep. Hey, why would listen? Half Irish. You don't do that. You keep people here.
She said Dateline could be a good overview of the case.
Gross.
Oh, please. They're not in the courtroom.
Exactly. We have eyes on. 277, Kaitlin's passport that does not have a CR stamp from May 18th.
Yeah. So
what's a CR stamp?
A lack of a Costa Rica stamp.
Costa Rica. Got it. 278 medications in her bag. Armstrong name on script. 279 cell phone. 280 2 SIM cards. 281 receipts from Walmart, Ben White Boulevard in Austin. 513 debit card loaded with $500. Cell phone 449. Did she go with Colin to do this?
I was just asking that because there was testimony earlier about them needing to get new cell phones, and these both happened in Austin on Ben White Boulevard. So,
phone number same number written on paper in bag from T-Mobile. 283 U.S., Costa Rica, Mexico currencies.
Yes.
284 money spread out. 285 COVID vaccine card. Okay. 286. 286 luggage with hurt clothing inside. States 262 and 263 driver's license photos of Kaitlin and Colin admitted. Do y'all routinely pull people of interest photos from driver's license? We do. And that is what is depicted there. It is. State 400. Some of the items that were in the bag. Chain of custody confirmed. Opening the bag. Passports. Armstrong. Turn to the page where the stamp would be. Do you see any stamp for Costa Rica on that? No. Open another passport. Christine Armstrong. Can you show me the page with the Costa Rica stamp? Yes. Walks along and shows it to the jury. 5/18/22 is the date of the stamp. He showed them the passport with photo page of Christine Armstrong, and then the page with the stamp also showed the photo page on Kaitlin Armstrong's passport, and that there was not a Costa Rica stamp present where it should have been on her passport. Driver's license, passport card, social security card, and boarding pass. 2 passports, one in each sister's name. Driver's license of Armstrong, passport card of Kaitlin Armstrong. Social security card to Kaitlin, boarding pass, California, driver's license to Kaitlin, application for U.S. passport with Caitlin's name on it, and then some immigration papers in Spanish that I can't read. You don't speak Spanish?
No, that's what I don't either, but that's literally what she said.
You live in Austin?
People, I loaded these notes in the Discord, so if you guys want to follow along, they're now in the Discord.
So fancy. You can do that?
Oh,
yeah, well, if you become a member, you get access to my Discord, and we have everything.
We're professionals over here, McKinley.
I see that.
We try to be.
You try to be.
This guy Pryor that's doing the cross, he's the good defense attorney.
Okay.
He's from somewhere different. He has an accent that sounds kind of British, but I really actually don't know where
They're
he's from.
Making everybody
but he's
moist.
also a prosecutor. What is that?
They're
Jamie. Making everybody moist.
That was Jamie. That's the audio board. That's the we have.
Okay.
Shall we introduce her? Okay.
We should.
So,
excuse me while I whip it out.
That's Salvador.
Salvador, we love him.
This is
Baker. Please spank me harder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Of the story. That's Broken
Baker.
Really?
Doing a silly voice. That's not his real voice.
That's not his real voice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jung
I love
Minks.
a buttered biscuit.
They're making everybody moist.
Jamie again.
We all get crazy over here.
I'm gonna come.
We get real crazy. We get real crazy. For the record, anything you say on the internet is available to get clipped and manipulated in any way we see fit. So keep that in mind.
That's right. Yep.
Wait, was that a clip or was that you just saying that?
No, that was a clip.
It was a clip.
And you were just following along?
Oh no! That was Valhalla.
Oh, that was me.
Saying,
yeah, that was me.
Yeah, fair warning. Everything that you say on the internet is there forever.
That
I
was
have
it.
some of my stuff clipped.
Do you have any clips of me?
No.
I don't think so, dude. Good.
No.
Baker's got that stupid wrestling one when I was all drunk yelling at.
Oh yeah. Baker's got some good stuff of you. I don't have anything of that at all.
Love some white gravy.
That's Jamie again. Jamie's got a lot of clips in here.
She says a lot of weird things.
Why do I hear myself? Okay, all right. Moving on. We're professionals here. I was just emphasizing the professionalism.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get it.
Cross-examination from prior. On-the-job training? Yes, most of it. Familiar with Austen's general orders? Yes. Explain those. There are rules and how we do things. Does everyone get a copy? Yes. Online in our folder. Super easy to find, right? Yes. The public can Google them? I don't know. Police version of an employee handbook? Yes. Except these are court orders, yes? Objection, because prior said court orders, but they are just orders, and the court reporter got court also. Ooh, stupid question. Defense, Exhibit 1, entirety of the order 20, 21, and 23 offered. Others are excerpts. Oh, I told some really embarrassing stories last night.
How do I keep missing these? What did that one say?
So the expert was, or Valhalla was on the expert. You're talking about the expert stream, right?
No.
Valhalla had a few beers in him and then went on stream.
Couple. That's par for the course, though. Let's not get it twisted. Most of my streaming, I'm doing drunk. Let's be very real.
No other way to do it.
Well, it works for me. His luckily, expert puts all of his Friday Night Lives on members only after the airing, so there's less chance that she'll get to it.
You can do that after the airing, then put it on members only?
Yeah, you can go back and do any.
I don't know. I don't have members.
Flux just did that today after Mrs. Flux went on the rant during her Minecraft stream.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
She's like, okay, that's members only.
I knew that was going to be members only.
I haven't seen the rant yet. I got to check it out.
Isn't Flux a female?
Oh yeah. Flux is my homegirl.
Okay,
she's awesome.
And then
this is her artwork. The green stuff is her original right there.
That's true.
That's a Flux original.
Oh, nice.
What was the question, McKinley?
And then didn't you say Mrs. Flux? Does she have a Mrs.?
She does.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
They're both veterans, and I love them both dearly.
Yeah, they seem friends. Well. She seems super cool.
They both.
Yeah, her wife is awesome too.
Yeah.
But she went on a tirade today, apparently, or a rant of some sort. I haven't caught it yet, but you got to be a member to watch it now because she put it on members only.
Nice. I caught it, and then I rewound it so Mrs. Valhalla could hear it, and she found it also absolutely amusing.
All right, I gotta check it out. I got in right after that.
I should have got the timestamp. I messed up.
I've got a member. All right. Well, you go talk.
Thanks, MG. Appreciate it, buddy.
MG also has a channel.
He's a lawyer from Oklahoma.
From Oklahoma? I don't think I know any lawyers from Oklahoma.
Well, you do now once you meet him.
They have lawyers in Oklahoma. No,
I'm kidding. Objection. I don't think this is relevant to the specific case. Approach. No clue what happened with defense.
With their exhibit. Yeah.
Guess it was not admitted.
Okay. Yeah. Because then this is the next question. They don't go back over it again.
She asked for an attorney, and what did you do? I told her that it was important that we get the info from her, and she said feel. So
as in I feel I should have an attorney.
Yeah.
So it wasn't clear and unequivocal which is what policy and case law say.
There's a Supreme Court case on that. You didn't specifically say that you wanted an attorney, and so therefore he didn't want an attorney. There's a Supreme Court case on that. You need to be very affirmative. I want an attorney, and I'm not answering questions until I get an attorney. You're like, I feel like I should have an attorney. I don't know. The Supreme Court has said, well, that's not enough.
Basically,
yes, for sure. But it's super irritating. The detective brought this up on the stand, like she knows fucking case law, because then you're gonna see right here in the next objection I think that she's like, they're objecting to her being able to testify to anything about legality. Homegirl just used that.
They're not supposed to do that.
Well,
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You need to be very affirmative with your rights.
Like, she's not a lawyer, so. But yeah.
Well, yeah. Once you say I want to speak to a lawyer, that doesn't mean they have to stop asking you questions. That's a misconception that a lot of people have.
But they should.
They should. I agree, but it does. They don't. In practicality, they're going to keep trying to get.
Yeah, that's that case. Get me a lawyer, dog.
There you go.
So there was like a whole thing about, did he mean like a dog that's a lawyer, or?
Oh no, really
clear. Oh yeah, there's a whole case on this. Get me a lawyer, dog.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. It has to be very affirmative and very clear.
Would you agree that she had at least been clear about wanting representation? Objection, overruled. Yes, she had. Aren't your rules clear about once a person expresses a desire for representation, the interrogation must be discontinued? Objection, I don't know what the question is beyond the law and legality, which she can't answer. McKinley says—
that wasn't the question. The question was your rules. Okay, let's go on.
Even though Homegirl just gave an answer that included a reference to case law.
Yeah.
Officer, detective, you're not a lawyer. You can't give. Anyway, judge.
Except when it's beneficial.
You can't do that. Do you know what the Austen PD general orders state regarding a desire for legal representation? Basically, that says she does know what the orders say, but he never asked her to tell the judge.
The jury. So we never get to hear what it says. So kind of a pointless question.
Why didn't she push? Why didn't they push?
That's my question through this whole trial.
Why would you not have made her answer this?
Because they're reading, they're doing cross on a script. I think that's
they're just going through the motions.
My theory. Yeah.
If she had gotten up and walked towards the door, would you have let her? Absolutely. Eventually admits she would have to escort her out. So truth is, she was completely dependent on one of you to get her out. We wouldn't stop her, but we would have to escort her. Well, at the end, when she says she wants to leave, you tell her to sit tight. Correct, because we brought her up there and she needed a ride home. And so I was facilitating that. No one read her Miranda warnings. As soon as we moved beyond her being under arrest, it was unnecessary. Miranda warnings were unnecessary?
Yeah, well, because she wasn't under arrest anymore.
She wasn't under arrest. That's what.
Consensual.
Oh, yeah, you stepped away. So that's what we were talking about when you stepped away for a second. So they arrested her on a warrant and then brought her into the interrogation room, said, oh, wait, the warrant is bad. We're going to cancel that warrant. So you're not under arrest.
For her attorney. Once she
asked for her attorney, they said, oh, never mind. The warrant's bad. You're not under the warrant. You're free to go. But we have a few questions for you. And so now, therefore, she wasn't under arrest. She wasn't entitled to the Miranda warnings.
And and then they continue questioning, and whatever she does.
It was a dirty trick they played.
That is dirty.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Cops are never your friends, people.
Did you or anyone at Austen PD on 5/12 give Kaitlin any instruction about traveling outside Austen, Texas? No. Outside the U.S.? No. She was free to travel like anyone else. Yes. Redirect. Was she under arrest? No. Well, she was temporarily, though. So y'all did not do any of those things because she wasn't under arrest. Correct. Actually, never mind, because the warrant was valid. Disregard. Did she have to walk home 6 miles in flip-flops? No, we drove her. Did you tell her to go and get her sister's passport and travel out of the country? No.
A condescending, argumentative question. I would have objected.
So annoying, and they object for nothing.
All right, that's another missed objection. Count it.
Yeah, we should start a tally. We should start a little counter.
Right.
All the reasons that Valhalla's dumbass pointed out these lawyers messed up. Cross-examination testified earlier that her lack of cooperation raised your suspicion. Is that true? Yes. So you held it against her because she refused to cooperate. That, along with all the other evidence, raised red flags. Are you aware that's against the APD general orders? No, I said it's the totality of the circumstances. It's not just her unwillingness to talk. Redirect. Circumstances. Her car was in the area. Ooh. She had jealousy issues of Mo. She had a gun, and Mo was killed with a gun. So did you have PC at that time? Probable cause. No, not at that time.
We got a $2.99
Aussie
Aussie dollars. I don't know how much that equates to in US dollars. Thank you, Pixie. Girl crush on
$2.93.
McKinley.
It's about
You're
$2.
amazing.
And she spelled my name right
Nice.
with like a capital K.
Hell
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Very cool. Thank you for the $2.99 Aussie bucks.
Pixie, you're the shit. We're still waiting on those bikini pics, FYI.
Yeah, and it says circumstances her car was in the area, but like they did not have confirmation that her car was in the area at this time. Like they did not get the extraction records for much longer. So
they're just lying.
they're lying. They're being deceptive.
Cops will do that.
And the DA apparently.
As a general rule.
Defense attorneys.
Gross. So Michael Allen takes the stand. U.S. Secret Service, 3.5 years.
Scary.
They've got Secret Service in on this case?
Yes. Oh, yeah. U.S. Marshals, Secret Service, whole thing.
Oh, because she fled the country, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is actually, apparently, I didn't realize this, and I should have known this before. They bring in Secret Service a lot of times because local departments don't have, like, the software.
Resources. Yeah.
Yeah. In order to, like, jailbreak these phones or...
FBI is involved in a lot of cell phone data and extraction stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, like the majority of them that they can't get, they end up going to Secret Service.
Interesting.
Crazy.
That's absolutely insane.
It's
Federal
terrifying.
Government is too big, y'all. Small government.
So scary.
Government. Lab manager for their forensics lab. Prior to that, I did 28 years with Bexar County Sheriff's Department.
Bear County.
I knew that. As soon as I said it, I knew it was wrong. Certified peace officer in Texas, retired. Yes. Background, super boring. Don't care. Awesome.
Sorry.
Awesome. Digital forensics, Cellbrite training, cell phone and computer forensics, also DVRs and vehicles, anything of a digital nature. Cellbrite looks at the info on the device and generates a report on it. Gray Key is another piece of hardware software that does the same thing as Cellbrite, another tool for extracting data from a digital device. Local law enforcement will contact Secret Service for assistance when they can't get data from a device. Austen PD contacted him about an iPhone 11 Pro. Talked to Spiller about the iPhone 11 Pro that was locked and needed help getting into it. Do they have to physically bring you the device? Yes. So what did you receive? An iPhone 11 Pro. Not the 13 like the guy previously stated.
The 13, I think she got at Walmart. So, and then like transferred her data to, she couldn't have transferred her data. So there's something wrong here.
But well, the cloud, right?
11. Oh yeah, I guess you can from
the cloud. Most of it would be on.
Okay,
so she just logs back in and
So then her 13 also says that it's an 11 Pro, but really they testify that it was a 13 and it was transferred. But that's later, I think.
Okay.
McKinley, check out private chat when you get a chance. So what did you receive that? Blah, blah, blah. Lab number. We can do the brute force because our lab has the right tools and software that local agencies do not have because of the cost and availability. We assist lots of agencies and I testify all over. States 227 and 228, fair and accurate copies of the documents you generated. Yes, they are. Admitted and published. Fair and accurate copies of the documents you generated. Okay. 227, Gray Key progress report, iCloud backup, last backup date 5/2/22. Lock state before first unlock. Owner name Kaitlin. Accounts blah 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 .gmail. Passcode 0427. Able to access and retrieve passcode after a brute force. And then it generated a full force dump. Extraction of all the info we can get.
They broke a iPhone?
It's an old iPhone.
They do that now. But they do it with like people say you can't do that with iPhones, but they do it with all iPhones. But then later, some stuff I didn't see. The GPS guy is the same guy that did the read out what they got from this, and apparently they actually got nothing. So they brute forced it, but they didn't get anything.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because Apple is designed that if you try to brute force into it, everything gets wiped, and you will reveal no data.
And it shows that there was a wipe.
Really?
So
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say, if you have an iPhone, you hold down the power button and the volume up button for 4 seconds, and then your phone is locked, and now you can't get into it with facial recognition or anything. You can only use the passcode. And if someone brute forces it, it's supposed to wipe.
Oh, so that's what you're supposed to do when you if you have a police encounter, you need to Wait, so what do you do? Tell me again.
Okay.
Big screen.
So if you have a police encounter, you hold down the power button and the volume up button for 4 seconds, and then it'll immediately turn to this screen. The only way to recover from this screen is to type in the passcode. It will not work with facial recognition or anything else. 4 seconds of holding down the power button and the volume up. And then this is the screen you get. You can just cancel out of it, but then the only way you're getting into it is with the passcode. And if it's brute forced, it'll be dumped and wiped.
So you don't even have to like swipe over the little.
Nope.
You just
hold that down for 4 seconds and then you're locked.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, apparently that's what she did.
She said, "Who's the lawyer in the high castle?"
That's me.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. IMEI, a number that is just for that phone. Individual.
Somebody called me the other night too after I put out my video and was like, by the way, you can still get IMEI even when you're not using it. I don't know. But a lawyer called me to tell me this the other night in the middle of my sleep. So
it might be clearly important. It was clearly.
He thought it was super important.
All righty.
The number that is just for that phone. After first unlock means it has been opened and locked again, but only for a short time. And AFU state is easier than BFU.
So AFU is after first unlock, and BFU is
before first unlock.
You're right. It is before.
Which requires brute force. A predefined dictionary that has every combination of 4 numbers, over 100,000. And it goes in and enters every single one of those codes until it finds the right one. Yeah, that's how the brute force machine works. It basically goes in and starts at 0000, then goes to 0001, all the way to whatever the hell it is.
Technology is crazy.
It's insane. Event log tells us everything the software did. Extraction result summary tells us when it was done and the size and a hash value. SHA and MD numbers. SHA value will allow them to run that data dump in a harsher and come up with the exact number. Hasher, not harsher.
Yeah.
Way to verify the data. Once the data is extracted and retrieved, it generates the extraction and puts it into a folder. I took that folder and it was turned over to the detective. Did not do anything further with the data once extracted. No, I did not. Report that he generates saying what he did and the device and who he is. Has the IMEI number, and this doc was provided to Spittler when I gave him the extracted data. So full force dump. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it, buddy.
Always with the intelligent analysis there.
Sounds like my 4-year-old.
Did I mess something up? Where are we?
Really
Hammer's like, I understand all this. We're on cross with Jeremy.
Thank you. So cross with Jeremy. Is this the entirety of your written report? It is. Did you take photos? I don't remember. Is that normal course of business? Usually we photograph it, but I cannot remember if we did it or not. Well, if you usually do it, you should have photographed it then, right? If you did, would that be under the lab number, SS number, or both?
Secret service number or both?
Got it. Both. Were you asked to look those up? I was not. Can you look them up? I can, but not from here. Do you take the device apart? No, not what you do. You plug it in and get an extraction. If I am able to brute force the password, then yes, I will get an extraction. You use Gray Key, correct? Yes. Isn't that what APD had available to them? No. We had Gray Key Premium, which allows brute force. If they had already tried to brute force the device before, would that affect the quality of the data? No, it would show that someone else had started up the device and it had been connecting. Was there an indication of that here? I have no idea. I didn't do a report on it at all. I just asked because on direct, you said they had not tried to brute force it. Correct. But how do you know that, sir? If they have tried, does that affect your testimony? No. Difference between AFU and BFU. Some software will be able to get into a phone. AFU easier if you brute force a BFU, then you can get the full file system. An AFU may be less data, but you could brute force an AFU to get full data.
Whatever. Just sure.
Okay.
Hammer's like, I understand all of this.
Hammer, you take your autistic ass and go back to doing music. Stay out of tech. I love you, and you deserve a timeout the next time I see you, just so you know. Do you do infotainment centers? We do. Are there guidelines on how to remove the infotainment centers?
Like, you didn't do this infotainment center, mind you.
Say that again.
So there was an infotainment center that the detective himself removed from the vehicle. That's what defense is getting at here. This
Okay.
dude had nothing to do with this infotainment center, but he's still asking him about it.
Okay.
So it's kind of smart of defense in this case. It's Pryor is the defense attorney here, and he's the smart defense attorney.
Okay.
Oh, he's the smart one. Okay.
Got it.
Is he the one that gave the opening?
No, that was per year.
That was per year.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was not.
You don't have to comment because it's your courtroom and whatnot, but it was not
He's
good.
the Zoolander guy. He's the pretty guy.
Are there guidelines on how to remove the infotainment centers? Objection. This is not relevant. We haven't offered him as an expert. Overruled. Oh, that's good.
All right. That's not bad.
We follow the guidelines from manufacturers on how to remove the devices. Jeremy is just trying to show that APD should have sent his stuff to Secret Service because it's the best of the best, probably. But I guess if he got it successfully,
this wasn't Pryor. This was
though.
Jeremy. This was Jeremy. But sometimes Jeremy has good points.
Is that per year? Jeremy per year?
No. Jeremy is Celestine, I think.
How many defense attorneys are there?
Dude, there are like 15 on this case. It is insane. There's probably really like 8, but it's a lot.
That's still a lot. That's still a whole lot.
So many.
Does she have money for all this?
No, these are public defender's office.
No, per year's private attorney.
I'm not going to go into the whole.
Okay. We'll talk after. We'll talk after. So I'm a little curious.
All right.
Redirect. Just trying to show the APD isn't supposed to send all their extractions through Secret Service and are also certified to work with the data they are extracting. Do you have any reason to believe that APD is untrained or lab is inadequate to perform extractions? I can't say. I've never been there.
And this was their expert. And he's like, I can't say.
That's funny. I can't tell if they suck or not. I've never been there. I don't know. After AFU versus BFU, before, what is it?
Yeah,
AFU.
After first unlock versus before first unlock.
It just depends on how long it took me to get the device. If I am going to be able to access after or before, if they got it to me quickly, maybe after, but this one was there for a while, so no way it was going to be after. Then she asked another question that's confusing as hell and redundant just to say this one wasn't going to be after. Like people want to hear this shit again. I love you. After you could end up getting less data, but the quality of the data will be the same. It's just a matter of the quantity of the data.
Yeah.
Okay.
Recross. As to this phone that you analyzed, there was an iCloud backup in 522. So that would indicate some use, correct? Well, it would indicate that it connected and backed up. Yes. Doesn't iPhone just back up automatically though?
Yeah, but that means it was but it was being used.
Okay.
If it was like connected and backed up, then that is use.
Okay. Best practices from Secret Service regarding infotainment centers. Best practices would require you to remove the system yourself. Yes. So we know that it was removed properly and so we can maintain the chain of custody. Redirect. Infotainment. The reason you need someone trained in infotainment removal is because you don't want it damaged in the removal process. Correct. Haven't seen where they were damaged from removal, only from an accident or something.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's never actually seen where an infotainment center has been damaged from removal.
I was going to say they have guys that are paid like $20 an hour installing those things on the assembly line. So it can't be that,
It can't be that hard. And the detective apparently removed it properly because they got a lot of info from it.
All right.
I would assume it's just like a car stereo. Like if you know how to set up a car stereo.
Exactly like that.
Right.
It looked exactly like that.
Don't want to remove press correct. Haven't seen where they were damaged from removal or yep. And have you ever seen that result in creating new or additional data on the infotainment center? No, I have not. So the concern would be that you would just get zero data, not incorrect data, correct? Correct. No more questions. Next witness, Amir Perez. I have to urinate. Give me a second, y'all. I apologize.
GG directing. Who's GG?
Guillermo Gonzalez.
Okay. So it's another prosecutor or DA. Is it a DA then?
It is a DA, but he's a former longtime defense attorney.
Okay. So Perez works for the U.S. Marshal Service, fugitive apprehension and federal courtroom security. Do you commonly work in fugitive apprehension? Yes. And I work cases for local, state, and federal agencies to find people that are wanted for a warrant. He was contacted on May 18th. Didn't start working the case until the 19th. At first, asking around the area, and eventually it became clear that she had likely left the area, so we moved on. Eventually, the search led abroad. Flew to Costa Rica to assist Costa Rican authorities in finding Kaitlin Armstrong. It was their invitation, and or it was their investigation, and we just assisted them in lots of old-fashioned police work, like canvassing and talking to people. Eventually focused on Santa Teresa, west of the main part in the peninsula, easier traveled to by ferry. Small, one road, number of hostels on beach, and very touristy. June 23rd, got to Santa Teresa, asked what we could assist with. We went around interviewing bartenders and waitresses and hotel staff, hostels, and stores. Conducted surveillance on the beach, looking for people that looked like her, and it was difficult because there were a lot of Americans matching her description. Attended a surf competition looking for her. Yeah, that's right. You just didn't want to watch surfing. And it was awkward. Everyone was looking at the surfers, and we were looking at the people looking at the surfers. Got info on June 29th. She may be staying at a certain hostel. So we focused.
I just want to point out, this is like the 23rd to he gets there on the 23rd, right? And it's like supposed to be one road in town, and he does not find out until the 29th which hostel she's staying at. That's a long time. He was probably having some drinks on the beach.
Yeah. Looking real hard, That's what I was saying. It was like he went to a surf competition. Right. Why would you go to a surf competition? She doesn't have any connection with surfing. She's a yoga instructor and real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we focus on surveillance of the hostel. Don Juan hostel.
Don John is what they called it. They called it Don John, but who knows?
It shouldn't be. Okay. And I'm bad with names. All right. Around 4 to 4 walked into Don John hostel and noticed a male and female sitting aside or outside the office that was closed, and went in and approached the woman and asked her questions about the hostel in Spanish. And it was Kaitlin Armstrong. With that, got awkward. Looked so different. had a bandage on her nose, and her lips were swollen. Hair was darker than I was expecting. Spoke to her in Spanish, and she pulled out a cell phone and to use Google Translate. I got closer and was able to confirm it was her. So went and told the authorities that she was there. I was wearing a button-down Hawaiian shirt. Did it have pineapples on it, sir? Were you wearing your tricorn, sir? And shorts. Initially, it was immigration officials helping us there, but because of COVID, really, is COVID a big thing at that time? I guess
in 2022, I guess. I know this actually is true because my brother lives in Panama, and I went there to visit him in 2022, and it was definitely, they still didn't have the vaccines going around.
They were sent back to San Jose, but they first informed the local authorities that they were looking for her, for them to arrest her for them. Local authorities and my partner went in and asked who she was. Objection, hearsay. Didn't say what she said to her partner. They walked in. Objection, personal knowledge. I was watching from across the street. Overruled. How convenient that he was watching from across the street. He didn't offer that ahead of time. She was arrested and taken to the local station, and we went and spoke with her there. Asked if she was Kaitlin Armstrong, and she was. Okay. Mm-hmm. And how many other names was she using at this time? She said approximately 3 to 4. Immigration was the main authority handling the case in Costa Rica because she entered the country on someone else's passport, which is a violation of immigration laws there. Transported via a ferry to the mainland, Costa Rica, and later transferred to San Jose, the capital and location of the airport. Not present while immigration processing was taking place. Did they provide you with a document? Yes. The official document in Spanish, stamped with Costa Rica on every page. Has seen and reviewed the document and speaks Spanish, so knows what the documents are. Says she entered illegally. There was a hearing and she was deported. so they deported her. They asked us to bring her back to on a commercial flight with us from San Jose to Houston. Turned over to Customs and Border Patrol officials that were waiting. Only had a bag and receipts in her pocket. About a day later, we received the rest of her things, and they were transferred to APD because there was a search warrant for them. Custom had given us a black suitcase to transport her things more easily. All right, let me just see.
I said you had a convo, but I meant a convo.
Convo.
I said, see under cross, it says you had a covo, but I meant
convo.
Oh,
okay. No, I was just seeing if I was missing anything.
I'll check that and check out.
Well, you know what? The chat's on. Since I'm reading, I'm going to leave the chat to Valhalla. And since he's missing, you guys are on your own. Okay, so Cross, you had a convo with Kaitlin Armstrong. Yes. Was she polite? Yes. Was she friendly? Yes.
This is the best that they can do. Was she polite?
Well, she was cooperative.
She
was cooperative. She wasn't on the run.
Cool.
She wasn't on the run.
She wasn't on the run because she was polite.
She was just doing her thing.
Okay.
To your knowledge, she identified herself as Kaitlin Armstrong to authorities. Don't know. Well, she did when we were present, didn't she? Yes. Or she
resisted to say her name, but she said it.
Okay, she resisted to say her name.
Yeah.
Some persons in Costa Rica seized some items. What was that person's name? Thank you.
And then I said the person that sees the items that were sent over later, because remember later there were items sent over, and he said, I don't know. And then the defense attorney said, who all touched those items? He said, I don't know. How do you know it was hers? Well, all the things that had her name on it, and that is what I was given and told was hers. That wouldn't hold up in federal court for chain of custody, would it? Because we've established that he works security in federal court, so sometimes he sees proceedings there, and so that's how they use this. Wouldn't hold up in federal court. Like, what does federal court have to do with this? But anyway, he said
it's good enough to impeach. Remember, you're dealing with lay jurors, so I feel like that's good enough to call into question that. You don't need to go into anything more.
Yeah.
Probably not. Wouldn't hold up for chain of custody. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And then they say you could have taken steps to verify all of those people in the chain of custody, but you didn't. And then he goes, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Idiot.
And then some of the things you could assume were hers. And then, see, I don't think they needed to say this. I don't think they needed to say this part. But they said some of the things you could assume were hers, and then some of the things you could not verify, correct? And then he goes, like the clothes? Yeah, correct. Like the clothes didn't matter, you know? But
well, yeah. I mean, I think they're trying to attack the investigation. Was it really a good investigation? Yeah.
But this is where I say that they lack experience as a defense attorney, because they go one step too far and ask a question like that when they should have just left it. Yes. They didn't need to ask that, because then he gets to point out that it's actually only the clothes that they couldn't verify, and the clothes don't fucking matter at all.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. In the way they ask it. Yeah, the way they ask it's just bad, I guess.
Right.
I see what they're trying to do, but yeah, you're right.
I do too, but it was just like a rookie mistake that
you don't do in a murder trial. Oh, I got a story. I'll tell it later. She had to use her phone to translate Spanish. So not a good place for her to hide, right? Actually, the opposite. It was the perfect place to hide because there were so many people that matched her demographic. It was difficult to figure out which one was her. Well, that's a very creative response. Objection, sidebar, sustained. Yeah, so that wasn't really a question. That was more of an argument being made by the defense counsel there.
Yeah.
Which is inappropriate. When you first approached Kaitlin at the hostel, so this is redirect, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you tell her you were a U.S. Marshal? No. You spoke to her in Spanish about the hostel and the quality of the price. She responded by using her phone to translate. Defense asked, if she told her name to authorities. Yes, I remember. Showing him a report that says she told immigration her name was Ari.
So remember when I was like, I don't know what, this is all they have? When they were like, she was cooperative, right? She gave you her name. And then it turns out she actually didn't give them her name. She said her name was Ari.
No. See, she told immigration in Costa Rica her name was Ari, but she told the U.S. Marshals that she was Kaitlin Armstrong. So she was cooperative with them. That question was correct.
Hey, you can lie to foreigners.
This is
That's
true.
acceptable.
But he asked both questions. I think maybe I forgot to write them down as 2 questions, but he said them as 2 questions. Like, as far as you know, she gave her name to immigration, correct? And he said, as far as I know, but turns out no. So you shouldn't have asked that because you had the discovery ahead of time.
Yeah, don't ask questions you know are going to be false. If there's questions that are in the gray area, okay,
Well,
go for it. But
Maybe ask them.
Yeah, maybe.
As the one non-lawyer on the panel, I feel that you should only ask questions that you know what the answer is going to be. Correct?
Well, that is a very
principle
Yeah,
of being
as a defense attorney, probably
Right.
on cross. Only ask stuff you know the answer to.
And if there's 8 of you, you have no excuse. Defense team, you have no excuse.
You didn't review the discovery.
God.
Recross, lots of yoga studios there, right? A lot was the answer. Don't you think it makes a bad place to out? Wait, makes a bad place to out as a yoga teacher?
Her hideout. That was supposed to say hideout as a yoga teacher.
All right, there you go.
A known yoga enthusiast. And he said no. He says, no, it would be good for her because she was probably going to want to do a lot of yoga while she was there, which apparently from all the interviews that is true. Well, it's more likely you will get caught there, right? No. And then that was the end of questioning for
that's a speculative question. You shouldn't ask that.
And there was no objection, and they
well, no, there would be no objection from the state on that. That was that was recross from the defense.
Oh, right.
That was just a bad question.
Well, like a lot of their questions, it turns out, are bad.
Okay, so what's all this?
Then this is like stuff that I got from other people's Twitter accounts that Stone King is the interpreter that comes up. This is all the plastic surgery information. Okay. You can go to Twitter and see all the plastic surgery information, but apparently she ended up getting the package. It was like $6,000 something. There's messages going back and forth between she and the plastic surgery place where she confirms that she's going to get the nose job and the brow lift. I didn't know about the brow lift, but it makes sense because looking at her, she looks so different in a bad way.
Yeah. Oh, in a horrible way. She totally made herself look ugly. Do I still have her side-by-sides up on here?
Oh,
it was so bad. She was so much prettier before. And my mom is like, no way. She looks
I don't really have this. I have this to some
extent.
This
is her sister. She and her sister. And like
Kaitlin was much prettier before.
Yeah. But and that's her sister. And people try to say she doesn't look like her sister, but
she does
in
now.
real life on Facebook and stuff. Yeah. And then people say she does now. But like her sister wasn't smiling in that picture. In reality, I can't tell she and her sister apart in like old Facebook and Instagram photos. Like before surgery, they do look a lot alike. So it makes sense she would have used her passport.
Here we go. All right. So here's her before and after. She made herself look so
such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. And my mom thinks that this picture on the right, that she looks fucking better.
I don't.
Dude, what? Of course no.
No, I think she.
My mom is just like always. My mom's always like going for the defense too, unless it's a DWI case. And my mom still thinks that OJ is innocent.
OJ is innocent.
OJ is innocent,
absolutely
ma'am.
Innocent.
Okay, he is. You think he's actually innocent? You think he's actually innocent or just not guilty?
Well, he was found innocent. He was found not guilty.
No. He wasn't found innocent. He was found not guilty. There's a difference.
Yeah, he was found not guilty.
But my mom thinks he's actually innocent.
I think he probably had something to do with it. I'm not sure that it was him. I think it probably could have been him, but
maybe she could get some of her money back.
No, she can't. And she was like mad because she had wanted apparently she had wanted filler in her jawline and her lips, and
she wasn't done.
Some other place, and they didn't do it. And one of the messages back and forth between them said that she felt like in the last few days she had aged a lot, which is a bad look for her.
Yeah, very bad look.
And then the rest of that was the GPS stuff.
Well, we're going to leave that in the Discord for everyone else, because it is
stalked the place. She was there.
Did you set up my redirect as well?
No, I did not because I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I have to go in. I'm not an admin on your YouTube. I have to go on YouTube to do it.
You can't do it from StreamYard?
No.
That's how I do it.
How
I go
the
to
hell do you
edit
do it?
up in the top right, go to edit, and then you pick whichever of the 3 streams that you want to edit, and then you do it in there.
What?
Oh,
I've
maybe
never
not.
done it
Maybe I'm
from
lying.
StreamYard.
Maybe I'm lying. I lied. That was for thumbnails. Don't
I was
listen
going
to
to
me.
say, yeah, you're lying.
I'm an idiot.
You got to go to your YouTube.
Yeah, so I have to back out of this.
I have so many questions for y'all after, obviously. Not now,
Yeah, no
but
worries.
How do I do
thumbnails.
We're going to send you guys all redirect. You got to go to your stream, go to edit video, go down to customization.
Hold on. I got to
Is this
back
on
up real
YouTube?
quick. Yes, in studio.
Okay.
But my studio isn't. There we go. Okay. Content, edit. Now I got it. Now we're good.
Go to customization.
Customization.
We'll get you there. You've
only
only
the
done it
second
like
time.
7 or 8 times by now.
This is the second time ever. Redirect, add, search.
I was wondering if the sister was in trouble for the passport issue. Do we know?
If who's in trouble? The sister, no.
sister.
And she's being represented by an attorney, and there's no way they could ever prove that she like handed over that passport, you know?
Yeah,
unless she got up on the stand and said, "Oh yeah, I handed it to her."
Do I have to copy and paste, don't I?
Yeah, go to Salvador's stream, copy and paste
because
the.
he's not live yet, so it won't show up.
Yeah. Is he waiting on us? He's probably waiting on us.
He's probably sleeping.
Salvador,
We're
you
gonna
awake?
send
No, he's
everybody over
live.
there.
He's live.
Oh, is he live?
Yeah.
Why isn't it showing up?
You might have to refresh.
Something's going wrong. All right, go back to the.
Pixie already
copy and
dumped
paste.
it. She's over there already. I see Veal Hammer. Yep, he's done with us.
Well, I did make fun of him slightly, so that's understandable.
Don't make
Veal
fun
Hammer.
of people. Come on now.
Veal Hammer Media.
Listen, he deserves it. Dolly. Why is your channel so hard to find, Sal? Good gracious, bro. There we go. All right, this one. Share. Copy over here.
This stuff is complicated.
It gets a little bit complicated. There we go. Okay. Save, and I am almost golden. Let me get back to my thing so I can see the thing. That thing. It's gone. Okay. It's ready. It's good to go. It's ready. You're muted, sir. Nobody can hear you.
I've been talking for like an hour.
That's
Okay,
why we nobody.
Finley, thank you very much for coming on and sharing with us your insights.
Yes. Special shout out to
Yeah.
McKinley for joining us today, also for providing notes alongside Audra, who has been exceptional at delivering notes to us. We appreciate you both. Audra, we love you, baby.
Yes.
McKinley.
And thanks everybody in chat.
Thank you for having me.
I have a stream coming up tomorrow. I'm also on Winning Reality tonight. Where are you at?
Pixie just became a member of the Goat Herders. God bless you, or Pixel rather. God bless you, Pixel. Long time no talk. Actually, we should probably talk soon. I haven't seen you in like months. I have a. What do I have? Next weekend, me and Diva are in talks of doing some kind of art stream together. So that'll be fun. Maybe I'll paint with Diva for a little bit and let her show how awesome of an artist she is compared to my non-existent art skills. And then Saturday next week, I think we're doing a Lego stream still, right?
That's the plan.
That is the plan.
That's the plan. We'll see who our guest is.
And
then it might be Ricada. We'll see. If
I
we
hope
can
it
get him
is.
to commit. And then I did put McKinley. I put your a link to your channel in the description on this one. You got videos coming up? Are you doing them regularly, or anything you want to promote?
Well, I'm going to eventually after this do a
Thank you, Ellie.
Day 6 update, but we just did a Day 6 update.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But yeah, no, my plan, what I really want to do, because I'm a single mom and going to court every day and representing clients is like, it's awesome, but you know, you have to leave your house. But
horrible.
What I really want to do on YouTube is like trial streams. So I
quit taking my idea.
Yeah, your idea.
I mean, everybody's doing trial streams that aren't attorneys, though. You know, like every single day that I get on, somebody's live streaming these trials, but they're not
the wine moms, we call them.
Yeah, and they're not. They So there's lots of things going on over there. But yeah, no, I think it would be awesome just to have like an attorney that's doing it every day, right?
There is some of them out there, and we know a couple of them actually. So
that are really doing them every day, like live as they're going on.
Pretty close to. Yeah.
We'll introduce you to people, McKinley.
Well,
we'll
just
buckle
up.
You just
We
buckle
gotta.
up.
All right.
We got you, girl. We got you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Go have fun at Salvador. Let them know we said hi, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yes. Thank y'all. Love you, chat.
When I was young.